I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man!
Nuts. You thought?
And now, your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!
Well, it's another episode with the Cowboy, King of Entertainment. And guys, today is crazy, man. We got a lot. So today, we're gonna go over this stuff with the aliens. We're gonna go over something we haven't went over in a very long time. But what is a fanboy? So we want to kind of go over everybody's definition. Yeah, we got a lot. FCAT want to do a versus battle, Starfield versus Star Wars, right? Man, we got a lot going on. So first things first, let's get this Cowboy Entertainment Studio in order, because I am the Cowboy King of Entertainment. What's going on, guys? Now, I noticed something. One, my picture looks a little crooked. So who's in here knocking into my stuff? I don't like that. Two, my fan, I had on reverse. So you know what's funny? It wasn't really blowing the way it was supposed to. So now it's actually working. And I don't like it showing, the light out there, right? All right. Three, guys, if you're wondering what's up with my shoulder, over the weekend, man, I had some pain, right? And they told me I can't lift anything greater than 5 pounds. So what I did was I bought 2 5-pound dumbbells. I was doing curls and stuff and kickbacks. And so then the next day, my wife took me out and we went for like a 15-minute walk to where the place was we were going to eat. This was Father's Day, right? And I was just walking, letting my arm swing because they said don't use the sling anymore, right? And so the next day, which was yesterday, I was like, yo, man, my arm kind of hurt. So I was a little afraid. Like, what if I damage something? So I went to physical therapy today, and the lady said, listen, you are good. Like, you could only really damage something if you lift more than 5 pounds and you're really yanking on it. She said, you really shouldn't do anything until the 6 weeks comes up after surgery, because that's when technically the tissues and everything they did should be mended, and then you really can't re-tear it. But right now I kind of can, so I need to calm myself down. So I told myself I'm not even going to try to do the curls because, man, I'm wasting all this time. I want to try to get back. But I'm gonna leave it alone. Anything workout alone. I'm just gonna keep doing the stretches. So I'm gonna show you guys. Obviously, this is my regular arm, and I can do this, right? Make sure I don't hit the fan, right? This arm is, where I got everything done, which crazy. She did the little cup thing, which looks crazy, but it's wearing off. But I'm going to show you guys how high I can raise my arm. So she had me do it today just to see. So the thing is, 2 things. My arm is weak, and it's like if there's a, hold on, I got to straighten my shoulder. I can't go like this, right? So 2 things. My arm is weak, and also it's like a rubber band, a really tight rubber band, and I got to try stretch it. So this is, it hurts. Whew. Bro. So I feel it real tight in here. So that's far as I go. Now, I could grab my arm with my other arm and get it higher. Let me try to lower it. Yeah. But it's going to take a while. So anyway, they said it takes about 6 months to get full range of motion and strength. And so I'm just doing what I got to do. So with that being said, guys, I'm the Cowboy King of Entertainment. And when you come to this channel, we got it all. We got it all. From vlogging, so you see my whole life on here. From, guys, just check it out. Go to the homepage, scroll down. We got it all. From gaming, we're going to get into some gamers today. We got it all. We're going to talk about aliens and nonsense. We got it all. Guys, I do reviews, from movie reviews to product reviews. Everything you need is on this channel. So, with that being said, I'm going to grab a chair. I hope you grab a chair. And we're going to get into the show. I want to check out the early adopters, as I like to call it, the people who were in the building first. I'm going to read your comments, and then I'm going to throw the link so you guys could jump on in, and we're going to get our chat on. So, let's see. My man Sev is in the building. Late already. Who's late? What are you talking about, man? Let me see. Q Beanie said, damn, I made it. Q Beanie. Oh, wait. Let me give y'all guys these real quick. I need to call it something. The Cowboy Ear Horn or something. I don't know. I got to sound something that sounds cool. But Q Beanie gets one also. Okay. My man Starfield versus Star Wars. That's a bad comparison to make. Both sci-fi, sure, but 2 completely different games or genre of games. Well, I'll tell you this. FCAT wants to compare them. So let him compare them, because that's what he want to do. Plus, one has had an audience since the 70s, and one we don't know much about yet. Just not a wise comparison. So here's the thing. I think your logic of it makes sense, but I think you're forgetting they're just both video games. And I think you can compare them both off of the information that you have, because 1, they're both not out yet. And 2, we got a good amount of information, whether you could get in ships and fly away. And so the comparison, I don't think is that far-fetched to make, but that's just me. But again, FCAT wanted to go over them both. So, and I'm sure he's going to make it real short anyway, but it's always a conversation for us all to have. All right. Now, be careful. Brock Lesnar going to use it against you, right? Like Brock, man, he going to listen. I already know about it, but what's up, Bio? I was in the building, and Bio started playing We Wrestle Wednesdays with us last week, Wednesday, which was really cool. Had a lot of fun with Bio, so good stuff. I look forward to you joining the pack even more. Let me not say a pack. TK might try to sue me. To see you guys join in more often. FCAT is here, and he said, we going in. speaking of that, I'm gonna send the link out so anybody could jump in to join. Namely my guy FCat, but anybody else to join. Bam. There you go. Let me make sure I pin it this time. Last week I didn't. People was coming in like, where's the link? Where's the link? So that had to be me. I'm gonna pin it. Now people should know the link is pinned. All right, let me take a look. One moment. All right. And let me check this. Ooh, nice. Okay, one moment. Sorry about that, guys. You know, you get those messages come across your phone. You got to respond. Hey, I'm going to say this, man. I'm a little mad at YouTube. Oh, hopefully this is what it is. All right, so, nope. Copyright claim on Avengers. Damn it, man. YouTube hates me. Like, I made a video a week ago, about a week ago, when I was on my anniversary getaway, which was Wednesday, right? It's coming up to a week. Do you know YouTube has still not reviewed that video? And mind you, the video is like a minute long. The video is about a minute long. And all I want YouTube to do is just let me see. Oh wow, yeah. So when I was playing oh, I can't even. Oh, this is crazy. They won't. So my video, they're saying add tracks from creator music. My video, my Marvel thing, I guess I'm gonna wait a little bit. Do you want the rights to this content? No, I don't want the rights to the content. I just want, let me see, some copyrighted protected content in your video doesn't have available licenses. You need to resolve all copyright issues to enable monetization. Let me see. To continue adding this license, you must accept terms and conditions for the creator. By continuing, I accept. I don't even know what to accept terms and creator. Whatever, what you gonna do it. All right, select the license. Oh no, we ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that. Oh, YouTube, man, YouTube, they're killing me. Now I don't. It's literally they said at 2 hours and 54 seconds and 42 hours and no. Yeah, 2 hours, 54 minutes and 40 seconds to 2 hours, 54 minutes and 59 seconds. They're getting me for 19 seconds, and they don't have the thing pop up that says you could trim it or replace the song. Are not available. Oh, yet. Okay. So maybe they will eventually add that stuff. But anyway, so I was telling you guys, I made a video, and I think it's pretty clever. I think you guys will like it. But YouTube has yet to review my video. The video is like 1 minute long. Like, why are they taking so long? Oh man. Anyways, whatever. So let my guy FCat jump in the building. Guys, give it oh wait, before I let FCat in the building, my man Chariot Man Gaming is in the building. Guys, I've been watching a lot of his content lately with the ROG Ally. You guys got to check it out. Good stuff, man. But guys, coming in right now is my right hand man, none other than FCat is in the building. FCat, what it do, man? What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah. You can hear me?
What's up, man? Yeah, yep. I can hear you loud and clear. I'm actually
Okay, there we go.
Let me put this in here so I don't have any echoes. My bad. All right, let's see. Say something now.
Can you hear me?
I can. Let's see. Maybe I got to unplug this. Oh, it's probably gonna take over soon.
You got echo over there.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get my mic. Not my mic. I'm trying to get my speakers to be my headphones that I just plugged in. All right, say something now.
Yo. All right.
Hold on, man. This thing is driving me crazy.
No.
Let's see. So what I like to do is plug in my Stadia controller. Let me unplug it, plug it back in, and then I like to plug this little earpiece in. But I was having some issues with my I like to oh look, it's not working. I like to take all of my videos and put them on my external hard drive, and I was having issues today. My external hard drive was having problems connecting. So that was not good. Yo, that PlayStation gamer is in the building. What's going on, man? Give you one of those as well. Yeah, so you know what's crazy? My controller.
Check.
Let me unplug this, plug back in. My controller isn't even connecting. Controller's like, nah, man. It's that C port. Okay, it's beeping. It might be connecting now. Oh, let me try this again. There we go. There we go. All right, I just had to unplug that and plug it back in. All right, FCAT.
Yep.
Okay, here, let me get you in
All right.
the headphones. All right, there we go. All right, cool. So let me see. My man Ellis is in the building. It's Star Wars versus Starfield. Are people really running with that? Wow. Anyways, we have we here was a good gamers. Oh man, what's up, man? Most hyped game for 2023. Ooh. My most hyped game for 2023 is Final Fantasy. I got to play the demo and I was really blown away. And to be honest with you, when I was playing the demo, I was like, before I played the game, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to play the game, but you know, whatever. It looks like it got some cool Devil May Cry type of action, which I love, hack and slash, but no big deal, no big deal. And I played the demo and I was like, oh yeah. Now I really want to play.
Yeah. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about that later. We're pretty much going to make comparisons between the two games and why Star Wars can be like an alternative game to Starfield.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So I know Severin said that's not a good comparison, but I think it is actually. It's just as far as a video game, right? Let's say you say, oh man, I'm waiting for a really good flight game to come out, right? Right? Just imagine you say, oh, I can't wait for them to come out with a new Ace Combat, Air Combat. And then someone says, oh, you never played Chorus? Chorus is pretty cool. Now, Chorus is flying out of space. Air Combat, obviously going to be flying in, planet Earth. But it's still two games that has flight to it. So you could see the comparison of like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll get this game versus this game. I don't think that's that hard. You got Starfield.
Not just that, but we'll get to that later.
All right, we'll get into it. And mind you, just to let y'all guys know that FCAT is the one who came up with that. So he wants to do it. So I really don't care. But it's kind of cool. So it's discussion. All right, so here's a question. Do you want me to pull up some of this alien stuff first, or you want to just jump right into what you have?
Do Alien.
All right, cool. So I've been saving a bunch of stuff on my Facebook. So let me go to my Facebook. And I want to pull up some stuff, guys. So it's just a bunch of stuff, right? Now, lately it's been silly with this whole aliens and stuff. So I got a bunch of different topics I kind of want to pull up, and I kind of want to see what you guys' feedback was on some of this stuff. So let's see. I want to pull up just some nonsense, right? So I want to show you guys something, and I want to ask you, do you believe it? Do you think it's real or not real? Okay. Let's start with that. Okay, cool. I pause this and then unpause. All right. So let me start with a little bit of is it real or not real? So I'm going to put non-gaming topics just so you guys could see that. And let's share this. And I don't know if I should just mute this thing or not, but it's really short. All right. So guys, mysterious creature spotted by boat captain leaves viewers guessing. Do you think this is real or not real? So check this out. All right, so watch this.
Is this an alien or like a
No, no,
Nessie?
no. This
type?
is yeah. It could be a Nessie type thing. This is pretty much.
Okay.
I'm gonna go like we're gonna bring up some aliens, but we're gonna. This is just in general a weird
Okay.
stuff. All right, non-gaming. So if you look and pay attention, it looked like it's a regular tail, kind of
Yeah.
like
So
a
Nessie.
yeah,
No,
but it looks like it's
it
a
looks
tail
like a
like a whale
crocodile.
or something.
That looked like a crocodile.
No, 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 a
Or alligator.
crocodile. Bro, look at the tail. That's the
Go
that's
back.
the thing. Watch
They
the
get
tail.
small.
No, watch the
look
tail
small.
is like a flipper, like a. Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Yeah, the head looked like a crocodile or something when it came out.
Yeah.
Let's see. So those two things couldn't be on the same animal. Now, maybe it could be like a yeah, look at that.
There we go.
So maybe it could be like what's those things that a manatee or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it
the
it could be a manatee.
watch, see, watch the
Yeah,
it's not
that-
a regular tail. Look, it's like a flipper.
Yep. Yep. That could be a manatee.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think? Just wanted to show that. I thought that was a little silly, a little strange. Let me see what the crowd says. Let me see. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that Kraven the Hunter. Kraven the Hunter trailer is out. Yeah, we seen that earlier. I thought it looked good. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, it looked like garbage." I was like, "Oh wow, that's crazy."
How did that look like garbage? Like
I know. Here,
there's,
I'm gonna
like,
read. I'm gonna read it
Brazilian
exactly.
killing in that.
I know,
Like,
and I said, "What you want them to
That's
have
like the
stand-up
most
comedy?"
glorious like Marvel movie I've
Oh,
ever seen
see,
since like
see.
Wolverine
So my friend said it looks. He
or
said,
Logan.
looks
Yeah,
trash,
Logan.
bro. Sony needs to hang it up.
No. No.
Let me see.
And the fact that he can probably intertwine with Venom and the MCU Spider-Man. That's great.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm just writing him. I'm telling him I'm streaming now. It's my boy Big Mike. So anyway, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
let's
that
see.
looked more gorier than
Chorus
Logan
is so
did.
slept. Yeah, Chorus is pretty amazing. Let me see. Most hyped game, Spider-Man 2, Venom voice. We are excited. I'm not that hyped for Spider-Man though. Let me see. Is a baby whale? Oh, a baby whale. No, I don't think so because the way the eyes looked. I don't know. Baby whale. Loch
Could
Ness
be a
is
hippo.
alive. No, so a hippo doesn't have a tail like that. You know what I mean? Remember, hippo just got a regular tail. That's why I think maybe a manatee or something. Did you see the UFO footage in Nevada? You mean the one in Las Vegas? Oh yeah, Las Vegas, Nevada. Ha, I feel stupid. Yeah, I did see that. That was a big deal. I thought it was kind of crazy. Here, let me show you guys something else. Restricted video. You must be 18. Okay, well, I am.
Could be a what's that not a dolphin but a beluga whale.
Okay. I think what makes
Which is
it
kind of
look,
like a cousin, which is like kind of a cousin of a dolphin, but they look weird in the face. Like I've seen them at SeaWorld. They're called beluga whales.
Damn, I'm trying to get this one video to be bigger on the screen because I want to ask you guys. Actually, you know what? I can make it bigger, but I can't start it over. Rats. All right, wait. I'm gonna wait till this thing start over. Now I want to ask you guys: is this real? It's kind of messed up, actually. I'm gonna maybe I'll. Oh man, is this real? All right, I need it to start over. So hold on. I probably shouldn't be showing this actually, but we're gonna see. YouTube's been wild lately, just flagging me for every little thing I do. So we're gonna roll with it. All right, so check this out, guys.
You might have to go to Kick.
I might have to go to Kick. Oh man. All right, guys, is this real? All right, so I don't know if this is real or not. So before I show you guys this, and my guy Mike is here, so we're gonna actually talk to him about that trailer. So before I show you this, it's supposed to be a guy in the water with sharks. All right. So
Okay.
I'm not gonna play the volume. And so here we go. All right, mute that. So is this real? Is the question. So he's swimming.
Like, is
right?
it real?
Yeah, you think this
Like,
is real?
is he actually like surrounded by sharks or being attacked by a shark?
Yeah, because look how he went down. He put his
Yeah.
he did
I don't know.
did like a handstand or something. Like, why are you
Yeah.
doing? Why are you swimming and putting a handstand? Right, but look.
Oh, whoa!
Right,
That could be a dolphin.
yeah, could be. Now, dolphins has
I
been
don't know.
known to
Is
do
it
some
coming
crazy
back?
stuff too.
Oh, it's right back. Ooh,
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
ooh! It's
Yeah,
got him.
the fin might be a dolphin. I don't. You might be right.
Well, dolphins do. They grab you and they bring you to the bottom and
Yeah, they try to dump you.
like they kill you. They bring you to the bottom and
Yeah.
then they do some sexual stuff to you.
Anyway, so that's that. Guys, do you think that is real? Now, I want to talk a little bit since Mike is in the building. I don't like to talk about people and it, oh, here we go. My man Mike, hold up. In order to do this, I need to do this right. So hold on. Hold on, Mike. This is what I need. Let me see. I might have spelled it wrong. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, good stuff. I used to see stuff like this on Destination Truth.
Yeah, right? All right, Sony Kraven. Let me put movie. All right, the hunt begins. The Sony first Kraven movie. All right, here. This is what we do. Let's nope, we don't want to put that on the screen. We want to put this on the screen. So hold on, guys. So we got some non-gaming topics, which is kind of cool. So my man Mike is popping in, and we're gonna discuss this real quick. Unfortunately, all I want was.
Oh, so his thing is with the Kraven not having an accent.
Yeah, I think somebody did say that before.
Big Mike said that. That's
yeah. All right, so hold on. So let me share this Kraven picture. So when people jump in, they could be right on. Wait, what the heck? Be right on. They could get what we're talking about. So here's Kraven, and coming in is none other than my guy, Big Mike, one of my favorite people. He's like a brother to me. We're actually going to be doing a Extraction Part 2 video, a review tomorrow. So that's going to be cool. Mike, is that live or not?
Yeah, it's live, bro.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's live at 3 o'clock. Yeah, well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Guys, 3 p.m. Big Mike and I will be doing an Extraction 2 live review. We actually reviewed Part 1 when it came out, 2 years ago, I guess, right?
Yeah, 2 years ago, yep.
Yeah, so now they got a Part 2, so I need to do my homework. I'll be watching it either tonight or tomorrow, and I'll be ready. So, Mike, but what we're talking about here today, and I know we're bouncing around, guys, but this is non-gaming topics, so we can bounce around. So, you actually, so I'm going to read exactly what you said. Let me read his exact words. I put the trailer in there.
Okay.
I said, wow, this looks pretty good. Maybe I'll have to find my fix in comic book movies from Sony. And Mike said, looks trash, bro. Sony needs to hang it up. So I was like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. So, guys, a lot of people so far, Mike, has been like, yo, this looks pretty good. But Mike, you think it looks trash. So let us know Oh, so MCAT said he
real
thinks it was
quick,
good too.
real quick.
Okay.
To be fair, like the Sony Spider-Mans, the Sony Venoms were alright. They're okay. I mean, there was nothing really wrong with them. They were different from MCU's stuff what they were doing.
I agree.
Okay, all right. Well, I think Venom 1 was okay. Venom 2 was kind of trash to me as well.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
I think they tried to do too
Yeah.
much of Venom 2. They just said,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
you're doing everything.
They did. Yeah,
It made it too
they dropped the ball.
yeah.
and then Morbius was really trash. Like,
Oh yeah.
Morbius
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty
Forgot
bad
about that one.
because a lot of CG was bad, and
Yeah.
it had a weird direction. Like I felt like it didn't really know where they want to be, and I think that might be the issue when they make a movie about a bad guy, but they also want the bad guy to be a good guy. I know you can say like Kraven because that's what it looked
exactly.
like.
That's what I'm saying.
But the trailer to me looked good. So tell me why the trailer to you was trash.
All right,
We only
couple
know
things.
from what we've seen in the trailer.
I know. I want to know. So, first of all, him having some kind of blood transfusion from a lion is ridiculous. Okay, and that's like some old like cartoon writing right there. Like
that's so, made up on the spot.
Yeah.
Spider-Man was bitten by a spider and got his powers.
But what happens in the trailer?
Continue.
Okay, that's not even how blood transfusions work. You can't like get a drop of blood and then you get whatever. That's ridiculous.
Again, Spider-Man was bit by a spider and gained all these powers. But continue.
Okay. I'll continue, bro. That was my first part. The accent you're talking about. The
lion so happened to be mutant. Okay, we'll
just
put
go ahead.
that.
Let Mike go. Go ahead, Mike.
The accent you're talking about that, like, I don't like the accent. It seems like again, the whole anti-hero going to be a hero thing, and then like he's going against his father type of thing. I don't like how the plot looks to me so far. That's number 2 or 3 right now. And then the action sequences look okay. I will say that. Yeah. But it does give me like Morbius vibes. Like it's almost like it's just like a 90s or like early 2000s like bad comic film rather than like what we've grown accustomed to lately. I guess I will say his costumes don't look good. I mean, these are small things, but there's a lot. Like it just don't look good.
This. If I'll tell you this, Mike. Reason why and you're gonna obviously know why I'm saying this. Bro, if I could trade this stand-up comedy we get in these movies for violence, give me a mediocre movie with violence. I think I'm good.
I mean, that's cool and all, but we also have to factor in how much time they're gonna spend on his childhood story and to him growing up. Like,
we'll see.
I guess we'll see.
Like a whole hour.
But watching that trailer didn't give me like, yo, this gonna be great. Like, I can't wait to see this thing. I'm like, yeah.
Bro, I seen that trailer. I was like, oh snap. I mean, I guess the violence really had me because you just don't see comic book movies with violence like that anymore. So that's like a
the violence was. I mean, it's a rated R movie, I guess, or whatever like that. So the violence is good. I guess Sony's trying to be different, but it's like I swear it didn't look no better than Morbius to me when I watched the trailer.
Yeah,
like, I was not.
Wow.
I was not.
Oh wow.
Huh?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Morbius for me, it was special effect heavy, and it was looked like it was supposed to be like a horror movie or something. And I don't know. But
I think I'm just tired. I'm tired of all these Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man in them. Like, I think that's all the problem for me as well.
That too.
I think they think they might cash in with a new character. What they're trying to do is like Venom. They're trying to make you. They're trying to see if they could get a character that could break away from Spider-Man and they can make their own universe. I think that's what they're trying to do. And they're just, like they thought Venom could have did it. And guess what? They had 2 movies. So technically Venom was on his way. So I think they
watch
thought
at the end of this.
I think they thought Morbius was probably going to pull it off and it didn't. And they probably think Kraven. But who's the actor?
Yeah.
Who's dude?
That's Aaron Taylor Johnson. That's who played Quicksilver in MCU or whatever.
Oh, that's Kick-Ass.
Oh, what?
Yeah, kick ass. Yeah,
Yo,
that's him.
I
Yeah.
was looking at him like, bro, he looks so
What?
familiar, but hold up, who is this? All right,
He just got all buff and shit, basically. Oh, whatever. So.
got you.
And now they might do the secret ending.
What you mean?
That you know how they always end it with the like something special at the end after
Oh,
the
I mean,
credits.
every movie does that now. Yeah, you can't.
Well,
The
yeah.
crazy part is that
Marvel does.
the crazy part to me, like with the whole
Sure does.
accent thing, is that they're gonna have Spider-Man 2, the video game, come out right around the time this movie comes out with like a different Kraven with a whole accent.
Oh yeah.
No, that doesn't matter because that's a whole different Spider-Man. Like now,
Yeah.
like that's a whole different Spider-Man. It's not has nothing to do with the movies. You know what I mean? So they even
I'm gonna
showed.
do with it. Huh?
Yeah, they even showed that I think what even helps is Spider-Man Across the Universe or whatever the hell it was called, because that even that even helps to show that there's so many different Spider-Man universes that has nothing to do with each other.
Okay,
So
I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's their out right there.
Yeah, I just was like, go ahead,
There is
bro.
the multiverse stuff.
What else?
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you like the? I mean, I did like Russell. I love Russell Crowe regardless.
Yeah,
But I don't like. You know what?
The
A
thing-
younger Russell Crowe would have been a great Kraven. I feel like, honestly.
That's
So the
what I
thing
was
about
thinking.
the
Yeah, I
Russell
was
Crowe,
like,
guys, the thing about the Russell Crowe, go watch Pope's Exorcist, and he's pretty much doing the same thing from
watch
that
what?
movie.
watch what?
Pope's Exorcist. His,
Oh, okay.
yeah, go watch that. It's one of his most recent films. He's like copy paste onto this.
Well, what I loved him in was Unhinged.
Yeah, that was good. That was great.
Yeah, that was good, yo. That's an underrated movie right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people don't talk about that movie, but that was, man, he was sinister. That was good. And the story just was good. Like, he just had a bad day, bro, and was like, you know what?
Yeah, but I don't want to keep you on here, man. I got time,
Definitely.
but I just wanted to let you know, man. Like, and you know I'm a movie guy, man. So jumping on here, watching that trailer, I usually get hype over comic book trailers. And I saw this, I was like, I'm like, now there's going to be more trailers, obviously. So it might change my mind down the line. But right now, I'm kind of like, man, you know.
We definitely should be cautious about it because we know Marvel, we know how they operate.
Yeah.
Well, this isn't Marvel, so.
Yeah, it's Sony. It's Sony. And Sony ain't great. So far, I mean,
Marvel in general, I mean.
Sony only good with the Spider-Verse movies. Like, those are amazing. But, like, besides those, they're just, they haven't been great lately. And I don't know.
That goes to prove that those movies shouldn't be compared to live action. That's my point right there. It's like so much cheating with an animated movie. That you be like, this is great, and everything else live action, you be like, it's terrible. I wonder why. I wonder why.
Because it's all CG.
Because like the Spider-Man No Way Home was great, and that was also like a multiverse movie.
That was
or whatever.
Marvel. That was Marvel. Sony. Yeah, that was Spidey. We trust.
That was Disney. That was Disney.
Right. But that's what we're saying. That's Disney.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like, I expected more because I know he's working on the movie for a long time so far, but I guess we'll see.
Bro, we got a 3-minute trailer.
I left out one part. Okay. The Rhino. Oh, that was so trash.
Oh.
I mean, you got Rhino in a robotic suit.
It's more realistic this time.
And then they only showed his arm, so we don't really know if he's gonna turn. I guess he's gonna turn into a rhino or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, back in the day, Spider-Man, he just was a dude in a rhinoceros suit. So
that's what it should be. If you turn into a rhino, I'll be like, you know what? I'm leaving the theater. I can't.
But you know what though? All right, remember in X-Men they didn't put the X-Men and especially Wolverine in the yellow and black suit because they was like on camera, right? So when you think of the Rhino, just some dude in a big suit, you can be like, first of all, you got to be slow, big, bulky. Like, who are you? Who the cops gonna look at you like, man? If you don't get out that damn suit, we're about to shoot you right now. Like, so it's not like he Juggernaut in a suit. You know what I mean?
If he get like rhinoceros skin. You know, that's like kind of like corny as hell and shit. Like,
yeah, but I had to see him in a robot, like you mentioned the game. We had to see him in a robot suit, right? Just as a guy inside of a robotic suit, and it's like, I mean, at some point you kind of got to eat it because it's like, well, do you really want them to do what they did in the comic books? And when you stop and think about it, wait, he was just a guy in a big rhino suit, right? Like, yeah,
right.
And then you're like,
I got it.
It's hard, you know what I mean? It's hard. You know how it is.
Well, that was my last like cringe moment with the rhino suit for me in that trailer. So I mean, like I said, we'll go back so far. But when you said everybody was like, "What?" I was like, "Let me go ahead and defend myself." The thoughts I didn't like, or whatever, like that. So
yeah,
and, you know, I'm always available for you, bro, to hop on. So you know,
I love it, bro. Well, look, man, guys, give it up for my man, Big Mike. Tomorrow at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
live.
Eastern time.
Yeah, Eastern time. Mike, let me grab the link, man, for your channel. Let me see. Hold on real quick.
Extraction 2 is great, by the way, for anybody who hasn't watched it yet. That shit is great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, man. I know you, so I know you're going to like it already, so I don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, you know me. It doesn't take much to entertain me.
Yeah.
Damn, where the hell is the... Hey, Mike, can you throw me that link? Hold up. Why can't I find
what link?
Because I probably can't spell. Yeah.
I don't think I said that yet for you. I'll tell you.
No, I mean your channel.
Oh, all right. All right. Well, let me go and I'll text it to you. All right.
All right. Cool. Guys, I'll pull this up.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Stuff on my screen. All right, Mike. Take care, man. Guys, give it up for Big Mike. We'll be on tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So let me see who slid up in here. Let me see. Mike, don't say that. LOL. They will come for you, bro. Let me see. Yeah, that dude gone. CM Punk. Ron said, Cubini said, I'm here, but sitting out. I just don't have much to say that's worth hearing, but I'll still support you. Not a problem, Cubini. Well, if you have anything to say, just jump in, bro. Obi in the building. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Thank you very much, Obi. Rose Kenobi. Matter of fact, let's spot check these likes. We have, let's see, let's take a look. Got 7 likes. All right, cool. Let me see. Big Mike don't want me joining the panel for the boys. And he said he doing me dirty, knowing I'm a fan of the show. All right, cool. So hold on, FCAT. Let me see what else I got. So we had the whole thing where is it real or not? Let me see. I think I want to show this little thing, which is silly. I'm going to say that right now. Let me see. Stop sharing. I want to share this. All right. Damn, what is the problem with this? Just log me in. Damn. All right. Let me see. Turn on. I gotta go through all this. Don't mind me. I was logged out of Twitter because somebody had hacked me, and now I'm trying to get back into Twitter, and they're just making me jump through like a million hoops, and it's annoying. All right. Oh wait, I made this too big, so I gotta make it smaller. All right, so I want to show y'all guys this, right? So it's gonna be real silly when I show y'all. Everybody's gonna be like, "Why did you even show that?" But I thought this was kind of cool, and I want to ask you guys: do you think you can do it? All right, so I know Obi isn't smart enough, so he won't be able to do this. But do you guys think you could do this? So check this out. I was on Twitter and I just seen this little thing, and I was like, I don't know why. So I showed my wife. I was like, this kind of look cool. So you got to figure out like how to get the thing out of there. I thought it was interesting, right? So look at that. So it's pretty much locked in. What do you do? It's like a puzzle pretty much, but it's like, okay, well then how do you still get it out? Because that's tight in there. But then look at this one, right? So what do you do? So they keep spinning, spinning, spinning. Okay, there you go. It's stuck, right? So you spin, 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 go down the other way, right? Flip it over. Or no, you put it straight through. I don't think I would have figured that out. Like, look at this. This looks so simple. Yeah, man. Some of that stuff, I'm like, wait, what? So I just wanted to pull up a couple little stuff. Oh, Mr. Ermerl said easy. All right, fair enough. All right, we ain't gonna show the whole get your thing or whatever. All right, so all right, now I got something else I want to show you guys. All right, so we did that. So check this out. All right, so this whole UFO thing is getting deep. I actually watched the live hearing the other day. But check this out. I'm not gonna play a lot, but the History Channel. So might have anything.
So could this be a balloon? Does this mean we've got eyes on top secret technology?
That would be.
Anyway, I thought that was kind of crazy. That was my last little alien thing I wanted to pull out. And then I got one last thing. Let's see here. You know what? I don't know if I want to get into this. You know what? We're gonna take it there. We're gonna take it there. So let me just read the comments, and then we're gonna take it there. We're gonna get crazy. Obi said I watched that live. Video is wow. Trust me. Reminds me of the Nazi bell Hitler was trying to make. All right. One last thing. We're gonna get crazy. We're gonna get crazy. So let me just make this larger on the screen. And it takes me to take this there, but I'm curious on you guys' thoughts. So let's get crazy. And FK, I think I hear me in your background. And now you're all right, so check this out, guys. So we're gonna get crazy. Already warned y'all, but I want to know your thoughts. All right, so there's a little bit of relationship stuff. So let's go.
Black men date out their race more than all other men put together.
Hear what he said.
Black men date out their race more than all other men put together. You know why? Racial inferiority. We don't think we're as good as the white man, so we need the white woman in order for us to feel an artificial sense of equality.
Whoa.
It is self-hatred to the 20th power. I'm not against white women, but I support black women. And in my support of black women, I cannot condone interracial dating. But let's look at the economics. Take the romance out. Take the emotion out. Let's look at the economics. Marriage is a business contract. Women on average live longer than men. So if I marry a white woman and I die prematurely, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I die prematurely, rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler. That white woman is not going to take any of the wealth that I built as a black man and give it to the black community so we can help regenerate ourselves. She's going to keep that money for herself, and all that black money will go back into the hands of white society. Interracial marriage is economic betrayal.
Whoa. Guys, is anybody
Race more than all
anything to say? I'll pause it right here. That was wild. Oh, my man Black Dragon just popped in. What a time to pop in. I said, what up, bro? How your recovery? It's going, man. Look, they got me on some crazy stuff. Hold on, I'll show you. Since you popped in. Look at my arm, man. So they did like a cup thing, and pretty much it sucked. They had like 4 different like suction cups, like glasses on me, the cupping. These 2 are real prominent. The other 2 disappeared, but you can see my scars. I had stitches right here, one right here, and then one in the back. But it's going. I can't raise my arm more than this pretty much, right? I could try really hard and get it a little up higher, but it hurts. If I grab my other arm, I could pull it up like about there. But I've been doing physical therapy, and I'm getting better. So thanks for asking. All right. So, guys, wow. So he said that black men date outside of their race the most, and his issue is he feel that they if they date a white woman, right? Like let's say me, right? My wife is white. Imagine if I die, right? If I die today, she get whatever wealth I have, and therefore he's saying that it's still in the hands of a white person, and it won't be in it going back to the black community. So let me read everything. Didn't know you followed Umar Jackson. You didn't know a lot, man. He said, "Wow." Let me see. Can't I just like who I like? I mean, I guess you can. He's telling the truth only if you're trying to circulate the black dollar similar to other communities. This is called group economics. So I like that, and I want to chime in on that. If you're not
Sorry, I'm back.
Oh, that's okay. I had to mute you a little bit because I think it was just had it in the background. But if you're not into that thing, date who you want. There's no right or wrong answer. No, I think you're right. But we're gonna get into it. We haven't really had that since our towns were burnt down in the Tulsa, Oklahoma. 600 businesses, including airports, hospital, theaters, grocery stores, post offices, etc. Today, Asians have tons. Let me see. Just play it again. Okay, I'll play it again. Let me see. How many Chinatowns are there again? Please. That's wild. Yeah, I'll play it again. All right, so check this out, FCAT. Let me play this again. Oh, FCAT, let me mute your thing real quick. All right, so check it out, guys. Play it again.
Black men date out their race more than all other men put together. You know why? Racial inferiority. We don't think we're as good as the white man, so we need the white woman in order for us to feel an artificial sense of equality. It is self-hatred to the 20th power. I'm not against white women, but I support black women. And in my support of black women, I cannot condone interracial dating. But let's look at the economics. Take the romance out. Take the emotion out. Let's look at the economics. Marriage is a business contract. Women on average live longer than men. So if I marry a white woman and I die prematurely, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I die prematurely, rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler. That white woman is not going to take any of the wealth that I built as a black man and give it to the black community so we can help regenerate ourselves. She's going to keep that money for herself, and all that black money will go back into the hands of white society. Interracial marriage is economic betrayal.
Yo, look at my man's face. He's like, what? All right, so let me pause it.
Black men date out.
All right. So there you go. I replayed it. And FCAT, what's your thoughts, man? I'll actually don't put you on the spot, but I'll go first. I think Mr. Ermerl pretty much coined this perfectly. He said he's telling the truth only if you're trying to circulate the black dollar similar to other communities. This is called group economics. Yeah, I agree with Mr. Ermerl. So if I was into the black culture that much, then I wouldn't be dating a white woman. So I don't even. So I feel like what he's saying is kind of redundant because he can't wish on me what he want me to do with my money, right? He could wish on himself what he want himself to do with his money, and that's really all you could do. He can't even wish it on his kids what he want his kids to do with their money, right? Because that's their money. Each individual person has the right to do what they want with their own money. So for me, I do get it. If you're pro-black, he has a great point. It's like, bro, if you call yourself pro-black and you marry a white woman or a woman outside of the black culture and you pass away, they can take your money and do whatever. But he also didn't say that that person also could put the money into the black community if they wanted to as well, right? They could donate. They could just because, let's say they buy stuff at a store that's outside of the black community. So what? But they could still donate money into the black community if they wanted to. So it's definitely an interesting topic. But I think it only makes sense or has some validity if you are pro-black. So what's your thoughts, FCAT, if you have any? Little touchy. I'll take that as FCAT said. I don't have anything to say. No, I hear your mic is like making noises, but you know. Let me see this though. So we got let me see. Star Wars versus Starfield versus Star Wars, cloud gaming advances, aliens and more, Redfall, good now. What is a fanboy? So everything else is pretty much going to be gaming topics. So once we get done with this, this was cool. We got to talk about some aliens. We got to talk about a couple different things. Do you think this is real or not? And then we're gonna definitely do a topic switch so we could go straight into gaming. But I want to make sure FCAT is there. Let me say, you can honestly do both. You can marry outside your race and still support your community. You can do this by shopping in black-owned stores and or open a business there and hire them. This is true. This is true, man. I like what you're saying. These people are making things complicated. Just be yourself and do what you want. I agree. Mr. Urban World comes in for the win. Let's give it up for Mr. Urban World because that was great. Urban. All right, cool. So guys, if you're just tuning in, we went through a bunch of stuff that was non-gaming topics. What we're talking about here is this gentleman said he think that if you're black and you date outside your race, let's say you're a black man and you date outside your race, it's not good because if you die early, that woman, let's say they're white, could take your money and then not give it to the black community. So interesting. Thank Mr. Urban World. If you just seen what I said and read his comments, he makes a hell of a lot of sense. So let me see. FCAT is just jumped out. He'll be back. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a topic switch, and I'm gonna go straight into what is a fanboy. Because I don't need FCAT for that. But when he pops in, although that was his ideal though, but when he pops in, we'll get into it. Before I move on though and do a topic switch, is there anything else you guys want to add to this? We talked about the aliens. We showed this strange looking aircraft that was, I don't know, it was like a hexagon, but it was flying super high altitudes. We talked about, it looked like a guy was getting attacked by sharks or dolphins. Was that real? We talked about this thing that, to me, it looked like a manatee or something. It looked like it had a crocodile or alligator face, crocodile probably, but it had like a flipper as a tail. So is that real or not? I showed these little things that you could move around kind of like a little puzzle. And do you think you're smart enough to do it? So we got into a bunch of stuff in non-gaming I thought was pretty cool. My guy Ellis said, facts, mister. Love is love. Definitely, man. My three kids, oldest three kids, their mom is Puerto Rican. My youngest kid, her mom is white. I'm black. So yeah, I just feel like love is love, as just like Ellis said. My first wife was Puerto Rican, so she's Spanish. My second wife was black. My third wife is white. So for me, I love everybody, but I do get some people are pro-black. And so for them, they want to strengthen the black community and even strengthen black people as far as DNA. So they don't like you to actually procreate with someone that's not black. So I get that as well. And that's their prerogative also. Want to thank everybody who's popping in. We did a lot of non-gaming topics, but we're about to switch. If you're just coming in, you're probably like, what is he talking about? You're going to have to kind of catch the beginning of the show. I did recap it a little bit. My man C is in the building. What's up, C? Definitely a friend of the show. And he also started playing on We Wrestle Wednesdays. So I want to thank you for being a friend of the show and playing in We Wrestle Wednesdays. Let me see. Oh, Lethal just came in. Oh, Lethal, man, I wish you would have heard what we just went over. It's kind of crazy. But what's up? Lethal is in the building. Let me see. Hit the like button. People, definitely hit that like button. I like blue people. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Lethal loves blue people. All right, guys. So we're going to do a topic switch, and we're going to get into some gaming stuff. Man, we went over some really good stuff, and I would have loved to hear some of you guys who's just coming in now, what your thoughts. But we'll get all to it. So let's do a topic switch.
epic switch.
All right, guys. Now we are going to get into some gaming. We got a bunch of things on the docket for gaming. We got Redfall is good now. So they put out a patch for Redfall with a bunch of things. Want to see if it's good now. FCAT wanted to kind of compare Starfield versus Star Wars, right? They're both going to be games that you could fly into outer space, third person. Also, Redfall, Starfield, you could also make in first person. Let me see. Cloud gaming advances. So we want to talk about what more advances is cloud gaming doing. And I want to start off now with what is a fanboy. So definitely tune in. My guy, who is it? Vet Gaming is in the building. And my man C said, wow. So this is what I want to go through first. Every so often we do a topic and we ask the question, what is a fanboy? Cubini said, me, I am. I definitely, for me, know I had moments where I was such a big fan of Sony. And I remember my son, you know when your kids want to be like you, right? If you have kids. And I remember when Sony started putting games on PC, and I remember talking to my son. This was a couple years ago, and he was furious. Now, mind you, I was a Stadia fan at that point, so I wasn't even into PlayStation anymore. So my son was furious, and he was like, no, if PlayStation don't feel special, if they're going to put their games somewhere else, how can I feel special as a fan? And I said, does it really matter? Right? Because I was a diehard PlayStation fan, but then I ended up leaving PlayStation to play in the cloud and Stadia, right? So for me, I broke that long time bond, and I was able to look at things differently. And it even changed even more when I left Stadia and went back to PlayStation. I realized I was leaving Stadia because they just wasn't getting the games that I personally liked. And it hit me. Why even care about Microsoft, Sony, Google, Amazon, Atari, Sega? It goes on and on and on. When you rather should care about Assassin's Creed, Starfield, Halo, Forza, Uncharted, Last of Us, Pac-Man, Qbert. Like, it makes more sense to get in a heated debate with a friend of yours over two games versus the company. Here's why. The company will always let you down because they are making games and a platform and an ecosystem for a variety of people, right? So they can never truly give you what you want. They'll always let you down. Now, if you play your favorite game and you say, like today, I was started streaming Marvel Avengers. I love that game. It's my current favorite game. My all-time favorite game is Prototype, right? So I'm playing it today. You see how excited I am. I already beat the story, 3 years ago, and I'm playing it today, and people are watching me play it. I'm all excited, and some people hate the game and think it's trash, but I would love to say, well, what game do you like? And let's debate on games. When we debate on these companies, what do we debate on? Well, who sold the most consoles? Okay, fine. Who has the most third-person games? Okay, fine. Who has the most first-person games? Okay, fine. Who makes games that's a higher quality? Okay, fine. Like, we go into all of this stuff, and I feel those are just silly arguments because we don't get anything out of those arguments, right? I can't have that type of debate with you and say, well, what did you get out of it? Really nothing. I'm just bragging for this company just because, right? Now, if I brag for this game, what I get out of the game, I'm bragging for. I personally get enjoyment out of this game, right? You don't get that personal enjoyment out of that company. So anyway, and that company will let you down. So with that being said, my definition, I'm about to bring FCAT back in. My definition is simply a fanboy is someone who lacks logic when they're defending their preferred platform. Here's why. if I say I don't like Halo, and you say Halo is amazing because it's the best first-person shooter in the world. Okay, to you personally, it's your favorite first-person shooter, but it's not the best first-person shooter in the world. First of all, to determine what's the best first-person shooter, I don't think we can measure that, right? But your favorite. So fanboys, when they lack logic, they use different terminology that doesn't dictate a good argument, right? It just doesn't make sense. Like I could simply say, hey, the sales for Xbox are down on Game Pass. And someone might say, no, they're not. That doesn't matter. And it's like, whoa, back up. I simply said, I stated a fact. How are you going to argue or justify or de-justify a fact? Like, that's just a statement that I made, and you dance around it, right? Same thing with anything, whether it's, I'm just making an example, so let me not use Xbox. I used them a couple times, but and I'm about to bring FCAT in. But let's say I say God of War is the best third-person action adventure game. And you might say, whoa, I like Devil May Cry. And then I go into like, oh, it's better than Devil May Cry because they sold so many copies. Or it's better than Devil May Cry because when you throw your grappler hook, it yanks you up in the air. And you're like, wait, what? So that could be your preference, but you can't use that on why it's overall better than Devil May Cry. Now, you could say, I personally think it's better than Devil May Cry because it has a grappler hook that could pull you up. But that's what I like in games. And somebody might say, oh, yeah, I don't really care about grappler hooks. And you'd be like, oh, cool. But you to keep fighting the fact that a grappler hook in a game makes it better than another game, you're being a fanboy. But anyway, we're going to bring in FCAT is back in the building. What's going on, FCAT?
Can you hear me?
Oh, man, I can hear you loud and clear. So I'm going to look at the chat. Let me see. Cubini said, this is where I left off. He said, honestly, I use what's best for me in my household or my family. The Xbox ecosystem is that. That's great. That's great. That is a great statement. Mr. Urban said, 21. Can you do some for me? Can you try to out rap Urban for me? I don't know what he's talking about. But most of Martinez in the building. What's up? Definitely a friend of the show. He said he agreed. Cubini said, unless you're on the platform that has all the games. But see, even that, what platform has all the games, right? What does that even mean, right? No platform has all the games. You know what I mean? It really just comes down to what games you like. And that's why you're probably playing the games you're playing on whatever platform you're playing. And maybe you might be playing every platform, you know? No platform has, thank you. You said it before me. Let me see. I think that's, oh, really? Let me see. The Twitter ponies are fanboys. Yeah, I mean, listen, there are fanboys everywhere. But I also want to say, Ellis said I'm a fanboy. I want to say that some people do the fanboy stuff because they actually get something out of it. So we got to be careful. Some people reel you in because they are making money off of Fanboy Console Wars. They're building a platform off of Fanboy Console Wars. So some people are smart enough to do it because they're actually gaining something out of it. And so that's fine, right? I never knock another man's hustle. I never tell somebody not to make money. But you have to think, you have to be smart enough to know if you run around with this imaginary flag saying you're winning, you have to know that some people are just trying to trigger you. For instance, I recorded a video today before I went live, and I got to edit it, and it's responding to Doc Dark's video of Xbox has the best ecosystem. So I'll be clear if you're watching this, and then you watch it later on. I lean heavy into the console war nonsense, right? I'm being silly, extra silly. And it's going to be a bunch of people that's going to watch that video, and they're going to be so mad at me, and they're going to not realize that I'm just being stupid, right? But I did that on purpose because of Doc Dark's video. So the thing is, you have to remember, if you just want regular content and you're like, you pick a side, because that's fine. I used to be the guy that rather one ecosystem because I felt it meant more for my money. So if I just put my flag down and say Sony or say Xbox or say Stadia or say Nintendo, then I felt that if I just stick to one ecosystem, all my money would just go there and I'll just suck it up and play those specific games. Then I'll be able to play with certain people all the time because that's where they are. So it meant more for me. But then I got out of that, and now you guys see, I get Xbox Game Pass all the time, so I can play games they have. I bought a PlayStation 5 so I can play games they have. So you know, I like flip flop around to wherever I see the games. Let's see. Let me see. Cubini said, "Gotta disagree." Disagree with what? Explain it. Rest in peace, Xbox and ponies. Maker of Chaos coming in. And also, you guys could join if you like. I put the link and I pinned it to the chat. So scroll up, click on the link, and join in the topic if you like. We got a lot more to go over too as well. Plus, I don't want to go too long because my wife is hungry. She asked me, could I buy her dinner? And so I know she has a massive headache. So she said Popeyes. So I will buy her Popeyes. Cool. So
How long?
let me see. If Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo games are on one platform, that's the best place for gamers. That would be cool, right?
How long are you talking? Like,
What? How
do
long
you
are we
have
gonna
the
go
stream?
for?
Yeah.
I mean, another hour, I guess, right? Let me see, Cowboy. I
Shit.
ain't even seen the video, and I'm mad already, bro. Let me tell you this. My video is so silly, bro. I go in on Doc, right? And so just so you know, I am being silly, but some people aren't gonna even see that. They're gonna read it and really, really like get triggered, and that's fine because I always like to say I make content to push emotions. So let me see. Hold on, guys. Hold up. All right. All right, cool. Okay, Big Mike just sent me the link for his channel. Let me copy this and let me pin it. So Big Mike's channel. Tomorrow I'll be on there and we'll be doing a review at 3:00 p.m. Eastern for the Chris Hemsworth movie Part 2, which was what the hell is that movie called again? I don't even remember the name now. All right, let me see. PC gaming does it all. Yes, my point exactly. Sorry, I'm a little late. Cloud is in the building. Hold up, Keelan Blood. My bad. I'm calling you the wrong person. Let me see. I get called a Sony pony every time I talk about how much I love the PS5 Pulse controller over the Xbox controller, even when I show the features like no batteries, adaptive triggers, plus vibration. So this is my point, right? People who will call you a Sony pony, they're lacking logic because you have specific reasons why you like one controller over the other, and you're pointing out features. I think that's a fair assessment and a fair argument or fair debate. It already is on PC, legal or not. Here's Big Mike's channel. Let me see. Extraction 2. Thank you. Thank you. Jeez, man. Where's my brain go? Thank you, Ellis. Let me see. Lots of gimmicks there, Keelan. Did you know the military uses Xbox controllers to fly their drones? Yeah, so here's the thing. Gimmicks or not, it's what he personally prefers, right? So let's say you have a controller that does 3 things, right? And then you have a controller that does 5. And let's say one of the 2 things that the other controller doesn't do, that person loves, then it's okay for that person to say they like that controller more. Now, you might have an Xbox fan that say, I prefer putting batteries in my controller. And that's fair to say also. A Sony fan shouldn't be like, no, that's stupid. You're dumb. You should be like, no, that's what I prefer batteries, right? So, now coming up saying the military use Xbox controllers, it's kind of fanboyish. That's kind of like when the fanboys on PlayStation used to be like, the PlayStation 3 cell processor can guide a rocket. That was true. But what the hell does that got to do with video games? So, you know what I mean? Anyway, FCAT. So give me your definition of fanboy and we can move on.
We can move on.
Nah, come on, bro. You brought it up. This is your topic.
Killing time, bro.
Huh?
Killing time.
Bro, it's just a definition. Can you just give us your definition? Or how about this? Guy,
somebody who simps for a console or plastic box, I guess.
Okay, somebody who does what?
Simps for a console or plastic box.
Okay, I mean that's simple enough. Guys, and give me your definition of a fanboy. I'll read them out as we move on. Let me see where I left off. Let me see. I enjoy the PS controller now. I'm used to it. Plus the mic in the controller is kind of dope. If you need, I actually like the mic in the controller. What I don't like is I don't like the PlayStation 5 controller. I thought the PlayStation 4 controller was better. One, why the hell is this touchpad so big? Bro, you know how many times I play wrestling, I accidentally hit it? Plus the start button where it's at, right? So it used to be where the controller had like a little dip and then it went to the touchpad. Now it's flat across and I accidentally hit it a lot and it annoys me. I just think the PlayStation 4 controller was better. Let's see. 360 pads to be accurate. My man Keelan Blood said it's not a gimmick, it's a feature that Xbox doesn't have. No, I think that is accurate though. I prefer batteries typically because I use rechargeable batteries to swap out when they are low. I don't like batteries at all. This thing right here has batteries, but you could plug in the charger and then you could actually charge it all together. So, but if I wanted to, I guess eventually when the batteries die, you could replace it, right? So when you think of it, I think that's pretty cool. But I think you could do that also with Xbox controllers, right? You can have like a rechargeable battery, and then as you recharge it, then you could just charge it up with the controller I don't know. So I think either way, but yeah, I would rather my controller, I just plug it up personally. Let me see. And that was Maker Chaos. Let me see. Cubini said, I have rechargeable batteries in all mine. Let me see. Ella said, Xbox has that option, though. All my Xbox controllers have rechargeable batteries, so it doesn't matter to me. Cubini said, fam, I remember that PS3 thing. Yeah, remember that? People was going crazy over that. And it was just kind of like, so what? Yeah, it could guide a missile. Like, that was one of the dumbest talking points. Maker Chaos said, but when the PS5 controller features are used, it is pretty nice, though. The only game that used it well for me was Astro Demo. Yeah, I agree. The Astro Demo. It felt cool when you was yanking the like that cord and it was like braided and you could feel the doom, 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 doom. That was cool. I personally prefer the PS4 controller over PS5s. Look, so do I. If I'm a Ford guy over a Chevy guy, that makes me a Ford fanboy. It's far beyond the plastic boxes. No. So here, let me help you with that. I remember my friend, he used to call himself, no, it's Doc Dark. It's Doc Dark. Doc used to be like, I'm a fanboy. I said, bro, don't call yourself a fanboy. It's a difference. There's a fan and there's a fanboy. And I'll take it to sports. Let's say you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. And you're a fan, right? I use the word fan. And somebody say, oh, the Cowboys ain't winning in a long time. You'd be like, yeah, that's true. But the last time they won the Super Bowl, bro, that was a great win. You'd be like, oh, cool. That's a fan, right? They took it on the chin. Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. They even countered with their last win and how great of a win it was. That's a fan. That's normal. That's cool. I'm going to talk about a fanboy. A fanboy, somebody say Dallas Cowboy ain't win a game in forever. The Super Bowl. bro, the Dallas Cowboys is the best team out. You'd be like, well, when's their last Super Bowl win? That doesn't even matter. Yo, look at it. They had so many winning yards and they had the best all-time quarterback. You're like, bro, you can't say they're the best team if they haven't won a Super Bowl in so long. Matter of fact, if you want to say they're the best team, then have they won the most amount of Super Bowls? Like, logic would dictate that they are not the best team. Now, if they're your favorite team, that's different, right? They're your personal favorite team, but that don't make them the best team. See, it's words that get people in trouble when they call themselves a fan, and you could switch them to a fanboy. Also, you watch how people get triggered. Some people get triggered by words, and then you can be like, oh, he's a fanboy. If you throw out something like, man, the Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in forever, you should be like, man, it has been a while, and I'm a fan. But if I say the Cowboy hasn't won a Super Bowl in a while, you'd be like, bro, what's your team do? What did your team do? Now you're being a fanboy. And those are two different examples to show the difference between a fan and a fanboy. I don't call myself a fanboy, and I stand on that. When I used to love PlayStation, if you call me a fanboy, cool. But guess what? When Stadia came out, next thing you know, I migrated to Stadia. If I was a fanboy, I would have never done that. Now, when you call me a Stadia fanboy, when Stadia stopped coming out with the games I wanted, then I migrated from Stadia to PlayStation. So a fanboy would go down with the ship, right? A fanboy would come up with all the excuses why the games on Stadia are great and I don't need nothing else, or same thing with PlayStation, right? When I liked cloud gaming for the convenience that PlayStation didn't give me. Anyway, let me see. I hate using wires. That's fair. I'm pretty sure if Xbox made a rechargeable controller, no one would complain. Just plug and play. It depends on who will complain or not, man. Let me see. Are the PS5 controllers features considered a gimmick if only one game uses them? So I think you have, it's good to say. So for me, a gimmick is something that's just there to pull you in, right? And a utility, right, is something that actually can be utilized. For instance, people like to call my folding phone a gimmick, but I think it's not, because it's utility. And this is why I always tell people, if you're not going to use the small screen, then don't buy a folding phone, because I use the small screen probably more than I use the big screen, because I like to record my videos like this with my small screen, right? I literally fold. You would think, why don't he want this big screen, right, to record? But no, I fold it so I can record because it's easier to hold. I text message with one hand in the small screen because it's easier to hold. So I use this as a utility. So therefore, this is not a gimmick for me. So is the PlayStation features a gimmick? I personally like when the microphone, you hear the voices. I don't need it, but it's cool when it happens. So I don't know if that's a gimmick because I like it. The control, the triggers for me, when they have all the different feedbacks, I could care less. Once I'm really immersed in the game, I don't really notice it anymore. So you can call that a gimmick. To some people, they might like it a lot. Blowing on the controller, which one time Doc got me to do that. I never seen any other game that took advantage of that. So is it a gimmick? I mean, if you only play that one game, no, but I guess, yeah, some of these features probably are gimmicks because the developers haven't really utilized them to make them feel like they're utility. All right, Fanboy. Most Martinez says, someone who will champion something even when it defies fact and logic, not able to see faults and imperfections in said thing. Bro, that needs to be a t-shirt. If that ain't the best definition, I don't know what is. I cannot see myself gaming on one platform when there are so many options to try. That's cool. Same Urban mostly said, only one game, huh? Yeah, so I don't know all the games that use all the features, but we got to figure out what features we're talking about. Let me see. I really don't want to blow in my controller on a game demo is all I'm saying. To me, it's a gimmick unless every game has it. Yeah, I don't, so it's your personal preference. I think people use the whole blowing in controller thing as like a gay thing. Oh, am I gay because I went like that? I think that's silly, and that's personally on somebody's pride as a man. You might have to look in the mirror and talk to yourself about that one. So when Doc said blowing the controller, I easily did it, and everybody was laughing while I was streaming live. Yeah, I don't see a problem with it at all. If it's a feature, yeah, I think again, people say that's like a gay thing. You might have to ask yourself if you're gay or not. If blowing on a controller makes you gay, then you probably got some issues. And you know that's between you and yourself. Anyway, then it's a feature. Facts Cowboy. And let me see. A quick question. What are you thinking about from season 2 so far? I like it a lot. I am on episode 3, or episode 4 is the next episode, and it's already like kind of wild. The whole new people coming was a shakeup. I don't want to spoil it, but the girl, you know what I'm talking about, is like, oh snap, how did that even happen? And I have a feeling that happened with the tower. So we'll get more into it. But with that being said, I'm over that. Let me pull this up. FCAT has been waiting. FCAT, take it over, my bro. Let's move on. So,
I don't even, because you don't have a lot of time. I got a bunch of stuff up here.
well, listen. We could go for a little bit. Let's just, let's get into it. We just don't have to drag out each thing. That's all.
Okay. Do you want me to play Redfall or?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So wait. Oh, I didn't know you was gonna do that. You're actually gonna play Redfall. Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. FCAT was wondering, is Redfall good now? Because they had a big update. And yeah, he said, yeah, man, I can't wait. I'll definitely be watching it again tonight or tomorrow. Sandy's off tomorrow, so we'll definitely be watching it. Let me see. Blowing into the controller was the Astrobots demo. Yeah, it was the Astrobots demo. I did it. All right, so FCAT, this is cool. He's going to play the game live. And I'll pull this back a little bit, give more of the screen. And we're going to see. Now, remember, it's probably not going to look that great for everybody. But, oh, wait, I see some pixelation.
Yeah, it looks like this ain't gonna work, Cowboy.
Oh man, are you having issues? What are you playing on?
xCloud.
No, but I mean, what device?
Browser.
I mean, you could always do you have the app, the PC app?
Yeah. Hang on.
Yeah, you could always try the PC app. It works for me. All right, let me see. Miss Irwin said, we used to blow our Sega cartridges all the time. Hey, bro, we blew our Sega cartridges, our Nintendo cartridges. I'm just saying. And no one ever walked in the room and said, oh, you must be gay. So here's the thing. I'm older. So where I came from, we didn't have the whole gay thing like that, right? You just knew if you was gay or you wasn't gay. Like, we didn't have to say pause, hold up, hold on. Like, that's like a newer thing. That was like a New York thing. People had to be like, yo, what you say? Like where I grew up, bro, I knew I wasn't gay. My friends know I ain't gay, so I don't have to act like I'm not gay or not. You know what I mean? But I get it. Some of the younger people, that's like a thing. That's their thing. So it's all good. Let me see. It was normal. Let me see. Nintendo for sure. Definitely Nintendo. Those Nintendo games, man. Uh-oh, here we go. I've tried Redfall after the new patch. It does seem to be improved. It still has the traversal frame rate stutter, but the AI definitely seems more aggressive and more alert from what I've tried so far. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like right at this beginning, like expect to run into enemies like right at the beginning, right as soon as you come out the gate.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Urban said, and everyone was crazy in those days, knew who they were, had confidence, and didn't play games, but we had fun. Let me see. I gotta go. Good vibes and good gaming to everybody, no matter what platform. Everybody have one blessed day. Hey, Keelan, man, it was good having you in. Definitely have a good day, and check out the channel. Come back, man, and join the panel at some point. We play games, but at the same time, didn't play games. LOL. Today, you can't do anything without people getting offended.
So already, do you see any like textures are better, colors are better?
I mean, it looks like Redfall to me. I don't see any issues.
I mean, it looked worse than this before. Remember?
Oh, before? Okay.
Yeah. So sometimes you gotta watch out when you're coming out here. Now you might run into a vampire or some guys.
Okay. Blood also said Cubini said also, yes, the texture bugs is fixed. Also, FCAT is playing on the cloud, so if it have to take that in consideration. Sometimes it had that artifact in, but it's pretty good when you play it on. It's pretty good when you play it on the app. Oh, boom. Yeah, man. I think what's cool is some people do like this game. I personally didn't think it was a bad game, but again, I think people was judging this game on a very high. It had to be AAA, and with I guess it's fair because Xbox marketed it that way. But I think if you're playing it on Game Pass, then you don't have to worry about it being this big AAA game because it's just another game in Game Pass. If that's the case, why are you not mad that Vampire Survivor isn't a big AAA game? Like, why are you not mad that Grounded isn't a big AAA game, right? You just look at that as it's a game in Game Pass. So give this a break and just look at it as a game in Game Pass.
There's a clinic.
So what's your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, the graphics look a little bit better, textures and stuff. It's actually a little bit harder now. It used to be like a lot easier.
Oh, you dropped my man. That was a good headshot.
Like, so I'm like constantly running to people now.
You don't got a grenade?
There's some areas where, there's nobody around, but it's not as much as it was earlier.
Agreed. It was an Xbox first next gen game. Expectations were through the roof. Oh yeah, definitely, man. I get it. I'm not gonna act like I don't get it, but I just think that, play the game for the game and see if you like it or not. If you did, but I don't think it was a terrible game. Now, by the standards of it should have been the AAA banger, then maybe it was a terrible game. But that's why I didn't look at any of the reviews for it. I just played it and enjoyed it for what it was. All right, so Microsoft officially no longer developing games for Xbox One. So here's the thing. But it makes sense, right? Because they stopped manufacturing Xbox One over a year ago.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So let's see. Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty has revealed that Microsoft is no longer developing first-party games for the Xbox One and is now fully focused on making games for the Xbox Series X and S and PC. During the recent Xbox Game Showcase, you may have noticed a distinct lack of Xbox first-party games announced for Xbox One. As it turns out, Microsoft has now officially left the Xbox One behind, and Xbox Game Studios are now developing games only for the Xbox Series X and S on PC. That's cool, man. That's what I want to hear. I think it's time to move forward. So personally, I think that's a great thing, if you ask me. Let me see. Cubini said, knowing Xbox, they will support the game as long as they need to. Once a 60 comes out, people may go back to it. Oh, yeah, I forgot this. What's funny? The 60 frames didn't bother me, so I totally forgot that was the whole thing about this game also. that
So
they didn't get 60 frames yet.
so pretty much, yeah. So now they're saying Xbox One people who still have Xbox One, their only option is to use xCloud.
Well, I mean, that's what xCloud is there for, right? Which is cool because you could play it on your older system. That's cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fully expect Game Pass to be all next gen games too. You have to put that into consideration also.
Hmm. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool. Listen, I think it's cool because the Xbox One has been out for so long, and these next gen can only get better if we start really focusing on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that time. To be honest.
All right, moving on.
All right, moving on up. All right, so Xbox says developers should plan better to get games running on Series S. I mean, makes sense, right?
So they're pretty much telling the devs, either you're gonna make games for the S and the X, or you're pretty much passing on Xbox.
Well, because that's the thing. You have to make a game for both, So it's like, yeah, get it together. Like at the end of the day, look at all these other games that was put on the X and the S, right? So, whether developers say like, oh well, the S doesn't have storage, not storage, but enough memory, blah blah blah. But other games have been put on the S, so that just means, listen, it might be a little extra work, but hey, you just got to do it. You know what I mean? So, hey.
I think they need to disable be able for us to be able to disable quick resume. That
You and
might
that damn
free up.
quick resume. I need a developer to come out and say quick resume is an issue. You're the only person I ever heard say that's an issue. Let me see. Do you think Sony still developing PS4 games into 2024 is bad? I think it's time to move on. But Sony also decided to manufacture the PS4 for one more year when Xbox stopped. So I feel like maybe they have to make games for the PS4 a little bit longer. Because imagine if you bought a PS4 a year ago and then a year later they're like, yeah, we're not making games for the PS4 anymore. That would kind of suck. So I think they have to kind of keep it up. They put themselves in that hole. Let me see. Just had spaghetti with glass cherry cola, intermittent fasting, done for the day. That's cool. Wait, you're stopping your intermittent fasting kind of early, aren't you? 20 pounds to go. All right, let me see. I heard a certain fanboy say today that until Xbox drops the series, they will never fully go next gen. No, because their game's already next gen right now. That's just, a silly talking point. Let me see. Quick resume is fine for single player, honestly. All right. So Microsoft and Outriders developer People Can Fly sign agreement for a new Xbox game. That's cool. We got any idea of what type of game it will be?
No, not really.
Okay.
The only reason why this came up because they're actually losing money on Outriders.
Yeah, they said they still have yet to buy. Yet to make a profit, right? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought Outriders was a decent game, but maybe it cost so much to make.
I think isn't Purple Haze the only one that likes that game?
Yeah, there was some people on Stadia used to play it. No, he said drop in the Series S because it's no. I get that. I get that. I just think that the developers just have to do a better job, like FCAT said, at making games for the S, because you already knew that the S was a version. You already knew the S wasn't going to be able to do what the X could do. So let's say you get a next gen game. That's next gen only, right? Meaning it can't be on a Xbox One. Guess what?
Right.
It could be on an X and an S. So that's still considered a next gen game. You're just not going to be able to get it as graphically intense as it would be on the X. So I don't think that's fair to say Xbox won't have truly being next gen. Now, there's some people who feel, and developers came out and said, some developers, that games on the S is holding them back. But I think there's also a lot of games that would beg to differ. You know what I mean? Anyway, Game Pass will not increase its price as a result of the purchase of Activision Blizzard. So I think that what this kind of makes sense, right? If they did get Activision Blizzard, that they would probably get so many more subscribers that they wouldn't have to raise the price. I think that's probably the logic. Let me see. The head of Xbox said at the end of 2022 that they will maintain prices of their consoles and subscriptions, but made it clear that they can do it forever. Made it clear. So.
Interesting.
Let me see. Mr. Urban World said, I'm confused. Do people think Series S is only holding back X or the PS5 as well? I think some people feel it's holding everything back because developers can't really push their game that far as being graphic intense heavy, because they have to make a version for the S and the X can't hold up. So it's like when they make a game, they can't make two separate versions look so drastically different. I think that's the theory behind it. I mean, it's been about 3 years already. What are developers doing right? Let me see. Because if they feel Series S is holding back next gen, they could say the same for Switch when it comes to third-party games. But that's the problem. That's why the Switch has the least amount of third-party games. That's the thing. You know, and they're starting to put third-party games on the cloud on the Switch. That's the point exactly. You know, if the Switch had everything, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But that's the problem. Switch is underperformed, so some developers just say we're not even making a version. Or the PS4. Yep. All right. So, what's your thoughts on this, FCAT? That game.
If they hold up to the promise, I mean, they have reasonable case against the CMA or FTC that or people that are worried about this kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, time will tell. But it's a good topic and discussion, to bring up. So.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, so Activision will operate separately on a post-merger basis, Microsoft says. So what does that mean? Activision Blizzard King's creative operations will remain separate and continue to operate undisturbed on a post-merger.
This is the one of the things that they had to agree with the CMA or FTC, and that's basically them saying, "Hey, Microsoft or Xbox ain't gonna control what Activision and Blizzard is doing, like with their games or anything like that," which everybody feared also.
So it's kind of like Bungie, right?
In a way, kind of.
I mean, that's what it seems like to me. Right? So at the end of the day, they got they
right. That's a good analogy because Bungie can control themselves, manage themselves, and Sony doesn't. Have
now, what's crazy is they're saying Activision, Blizzard, King. So those are three companies, and they could still just do everything exactly the way they did. Either way, that's still great for Microsoft because they will still be reaping the money for all those different games under Activision, games under Blizzard, games under King. So that's still a super come up. Let me see. Cubini said, if they add more content to Game Pass and it's good, I wouldn't be against a price increase. It's just like Netflix or anything else. It needs to bring more content that's good and ought to be okay. Yeah, I agree. That's sensible. Makes sense, right? If I wouldn't mind paying $20 a month as long as it's worth $20 a month. You know, no big deal. It's same thing with these $70 games. I get why people was mad at Redfall. It didn't feel like it worth $70. If you buy a game for $70 and feel like it's worth $70 to you, then cool. I don't think it's a fear. I don't think it's a fear they would control ABK. I think they would treat it like Bethesda, where they support them but let them do their own thing. Well, we got to see, because that's not actually accurate, Cubini. Remember, Redfall was going to be on PlayStation, and when the deal went through, the Bethesda deal went through, they actually scrapped it being a PlayStation game and made it only. So that Bethesda isn't a good example.
So this is basically saying that if the deal keeps getting dragged out and blocked and whatever, that Microsoft can pretty much pull out and pay the $6 billion.
Yeah, so Microsoft may abandon Activision merger if federal judge grants FTC request. So you know what's crazy? Originally they was going to be charged $3 billion. Did it go up, or did you mean $3 billion?
I'm not sure. It probably is 3.
Yeah, the fee was $3 billion. Let me see. I'm back. Sorry, I had to eat. All right, Sev is back. So when Sev leave, Mr. Urbanworld is here, and Mr. Urbanworld. Hold up, are you guys the same person? Oh wait, Mr. Urbanworld is here also. Microsoft, whom I have worked with publicly, don't really involve themselves in projects. They just peep in from time to time. Fairly hands off is what I would say. Let me see. Mr. Urbanworld said, I'm about to try to get Purple in here. So you are forced to stream for additional. Yeah, that's not going to happen today. You get Purple in here if you like. I'll be closing this thing down as she's actually talking. If she isn't already here, let me just read these two last things. Let me see. I haven't worked with them on gaming projects, mostly on servers and cybersecurity things, but those tend to correlate. And let me see, Cubini said, everything. Oh, really? Cubini said, locking down the game exclusive, it's not the same thing as letting them run their own business. I mean, so let's say they want to make Redfall on all the platforms because they think it will be a game that will make a lot of money for their company. And then Microsoft said, hey, you have to make Redfall only for Xbox. I think right there, that's definitely not them having created control.
Rumor right now saying that future Halo games are going to be made by Call of Duty devs.
You see that, but you know what's crazy? People have backlash about Call of Duty. Oh, they're getting worse. They're not as good. So you can never satisfy everybody, but that might be it. I mean, hey, it seems like a lot of hands are getting into the cookie jar when it comes to Halo. So why not, right? You know?
Let's see. So what else we got?
It's always the publisher's decision where the games go. Yeah, so publishers and developers is two different things.
So we got that PlayStation Cloud thing in testing right now.
Oh, wait. So what is this? What is the deal with that?
So apparently they're testing the PS5 games and the stream thing. And they said they're also including games you own.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is wasn't that in the Discord?
Yeah.
You want me to see if I can find it? But yeah, so yeah, I mean, they remember they originally they said that was supposed to happen in March. So that March update was supposed to allow people to be able to stream games, PS5 games from the cloud. So
but
that would be
stream
cool.
The games you own thing, if they release that soon, like they're gonna beat Xbox to the punch. that's something Xbox promised last year, and we
Yeah,
still
they
never
probably
got.
no. I think that was like, man, that was promised a while ago. Yeah, because they said that was supposed to come by the end of I think 2021. But yeah, I mean that's a really cool feature. And I remember when I was big in the Stadia, and I made this comment. I was like, look, man, if PlayStation just allowed me to play my games via the cloud, and I had to buy the game, I'll still pay $500 for a PlayStation console. And so that's the comment I made way back when. And now look, it looks like they might actually be doing that. Of course, I'm not into cloud gaming like I used to, but
We don't have to necessarily.
yeah, I can't find it. I'm scrolling, but we talk about it a lot.
It's all right.
Yeah.
But also,
Didn't get
also
the
in
point.
cloud news, Game Pass is coming to GeForce now.
That's kind of cool, man. Remember when you were talking about it and you was like, yo, it kind of sucks because I still got to buy the games? But now you could get Game Pass. Dude, I heard this. I might make a video about it, right? Just to be funny. But somebody said this. They said Xbox doesn't need a Pro, Xbox Series X Pro, right? And I was like, huh? They was like, because they already got one. It's PC. And I was like, you know what's funny? That's real. Think about it. They do Xbox PC, and like Cubini, he gets to play games that look better than they'll look on the Xbox Series X because he's playing the PC version. So, yeah, why would they need to do an Xbox Series X Pro? For what? Plus, it would be weird to have a Series X Pro and an X and an S. So it's kind of like, bro,
So
just
here's
get
the
a
thing.
PC.
So here's the thing that also happened, Cowboy.
Okay.
So Digital Foundry went back and tested GeForce now,
Okay.
and their words were that it was almost like native.
Right. They said that before.
The 4080 tier. Then they said that xCloud is like real player video.
They said what?
xCloud is like real player video.
Oh. I mean, xCloud does have its issues. It does start, messes up from time to time. That's fine, but they're still hands off the devs. Make what they want. If Xbox owns them, it's their call. Yeah, I get that, but it doesn't seem like it's their call on if they can make what they want for what platform they want. That's all I was saying. Basically, PlayStation xCloud about 6 years behind. Oh, PlayStation's cloud and xCloud is about 6 years behind. I'm trying to understand that. The cloud doesn't exist. It's just someone else's computer.
So there was some there was some new info that came out about Marathon.
Oh
describing
yeah.
what the game's going to be like.
Yeah, so that you put in Discord.
It's getting a little controversial because people are saying it's going to be pay to win.
Well, yeah, when I was reading that thing you put out, it did say something about you can pay to have more oxygen because the game is going to be based off of oxygen. But I didn't take it as it was real money. I took it as it was in-game currency that you build up in the game, and then you can end up buying more oxygen. So let's say
that's what I was thinking too, but other people are thinking it's going to be real money because it's Bungie and they're hard up for money.
Yeah, I don't
so
know.
right off the bat, Marathon should be free to play at launch.
I don't think Bungie is hard up for money because they're getting that Sony money. And remember, they're owned by Sony now, so technically, you would have to say Sony's hard up for money. I think they're taking, and remember, they was even paid extra money. Like they was paid more money than what they were worth. So I don't know about the hard up for money thing. Doesn't make that much sense. But I'm trying to find this article you put in. There you go, Marathon. Let me see, which one should I click on? The Insider one. Oh, let me click on this. All right, so let's check out this marathon. Let's pull this up. The game sounds cool to me just because there's a couple extraction games that I played that I personally think is really cool. Which is I really like Vigor and I really like Hunt Showdown, which I think is the most underrated game ever. But let me see. Exclusive Bungie's Marathon. Here, let me do this. Make this a little bigger for you guys. All right. Exclusive Bungie's Marathon gameplay, loot, features, progressions, and more. So last year, the Insider Exclusive reported early details of Bungie's new Marathon game, and now we've reapproached our sources to get more in-depth detail. All right, so let me just see where they was explaining what type of game it is. All right, so what exactly is Marathon? Marathon is a third person, which is cool, bro. I thought it was gonna be first person. I'm excited when I read that earlier.
Three person, not third person. Three person means it's 3 players in your team.
All right, so I'm a moron. All right, act like that never happened. I got excited for nothing. I totally read it like that earlier too, and again. So what exactly see, that's why I need you, bro. So what exactly is Marathon? Marathon is a 3-person extraction shooter with features that you might find familiar if you played like Escape from Tarkov. However, if you're not a fan of playing as a team, it's understood that you can jump in to a server as duo or solo if you wish, but you'll still face bigger teams. Extracting without your team is also seemingly a feature. That's kind of cool, but scary. Let me see. One of the biggest potential controversial features within the game is an oxygen system. All players have limited oxygen supply that essentially acts like the countdown timer. Once the player loses oxygen, you begin to lose health. Extracting before you run out of oxygen, and health is the goal.
It's funny how they describe this because it sounds just like the current season of Destiny 2, like the season of Deep when you go under the water.
Oh yeah. I didn't really play that, but yeah. Let me see. Let me just pull this up. Just as some people claim Starfield, Elder Scrolls, Fallout may come to PlayStation, I think Elder Scrolls and Fallout may still come since it's legacy content. I doubt Starfield goes. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me see. It's not happening with the future instances per Xbox legacy or not. Let me see. Not interested in Marathon. Marathon got my interest. Even if they were multiplied, Severin, the Xbox versions would be in the Game Pass, so they wouldn't carry the way. I think what's cool though is if Xbox put their games on everything, but their games would be in Game Pass. So one, people would get Game Pass to be able to say they got that game, but two, people would still pay for the game on other platforms. Sound like they could double up to me, make more money. Also, most PlayStation gamers don't do games as a service type of games. They mostly brag about their exclusives, and casuals play games as a service, and it's Fortnite and Call of Duty. Let me see. Did you hear that we'll be able to make real money in GTA 6 as it converts it to real life somehow? They're working on implementing this system in future games. Rumor. So you know what's funny? I think I could say this. So the developer, actually, I did an interview. The developer of what's the game that I was looking forward to and it got delayed like forever? What's that over the top shooter game? Death Carnival. He said they were gonna have a way that you make money in their game also. So this literally the developer told me that. So there's definitely stuff like that coming to games. Never mind, forgot what I said. Rockstar confirmed it wasn't true. June 1st, sadly. Okay. So the developer still told me, so I don't have to take that. I don't have to delete my comment. Let me see. Funny how it saves my comment. All right. So, yeah, so that's some information on the screen about Marathon. You guys are interested in that? Oh, look at 50 Cent in the game. Yesterday, rappers 50 Cent hinted. All right. Let's see. What else we got? I'm waiting for you to talk about Starfield and Star Wars, man.
Starfield and Star Wars. So, recent information came out that Starfield has loading screens, entering buildings, landing,
Hmm.
and whatnot. But Star Wars Outlaws, get this, no
Okay.
loading screens whatsoever, seamless gameplay.
Okay. Even when they go into outer space, because I seen that new
Yep,
thing. I didn't even know you could do that, but they was like, yeah, you could get in ships and fly to outer space. I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
yep. There's no loading screens, no nothing.
Wow. And do we know if Star Wars is going to be 60?
Not yet. We can assume it will be,
Hmm.
considering it has, Disney money backing it up.
Okay. Okay. It's crazy when you feel like it's money that makes a game get certain features like graphical, but you would think something like Starfield, which is an Xbox game. But I like what Phil Spencer said. He don't want games to get into um, a numbers thing. Oh, does this guy have this frame, that frame? He just wants you to enjoy it.
So
But I, mhm.
Starfield about the 60 thing, pretty much is getting the same pass as Tears of the Kingdom did. Like we're just
Yeah, but Tears
rushing
of the
over
Kingdom is
anybody.
different. That's on super old hardware. You know what I mean? Like that gotta be different than Starfield. Another thing is the people keep talking about pro
Like as in like
consoles.
it's getting a pass. Like it's getting a pass because this is Bethesda's um
Mhm.
first RPG game since forever, right?
Yeah, but
So
who's giving
people
them
are
a
trying
pass?
to forgive him. They're forgiving him for it.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if you don't make your own games and you say, I don't like this game, if you can't go make your own game that's better, you just gotta kind of eat it, right? And Phil Spencer came out and said he doesn't care about it being 60 frames. He trusted the developer's decision. So kind of gotta deal with it. But I want to say this.
So
Go ahead.
in Star Wars, the girl that you play, nobody really knows her background or whatsoever. So
Hmm.
I made a little theory background story for her.
Okay.
And since the game takes place in between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi,
Hmm.
that's around the time of Shadows in the Empire, which is a 64 game, if anybody remembers that. But I think she could be very well be Dash Rendar's girlfriend.
Hmm. Okay, it's interesting. Um, I
I'm
want.
just making that up out of theory.
Well, I want to say this to Sev. Sev said another thing is this people keep talking about pro consoles, but get mad when you tell them to get a PC. I don't think that's a good argument. People get a console for the simplicity. You put a disc in or you download a game, the game come on, you press play and you go. The most you're going to do is go, oh, I want quality mode or performance mode, and you turn I want mono sound or stereo, blah blah blah. PC is a whole different ball game, right? Yeah, you could just turn the game on and go play just same way, but your options are way more vast from the shaders and scaling down and this and that. So I think saying that people get mad if you tell them to get a PC, they should get mad if you tell them to get a PC because they don't want a PC, they want a console. So console and PCs are different for that specific reason. So let me see. Console gamers know there's consoles aren't powerful, but want to pretend they are. You bought a Honda Civic and acting like you own a Ferrari. That is funny. What's going on, guys? What's up, Cherry Man? Just been doing some tests with the Ally. Cool, man. I've been interested into your videos on the Ally because I'm curious to see you was such a big fan of the Steam Deck and you left it to get this. So I'm so curious if it will eventually give you everything you were looking for that you didn't get with the Steam Deck. There's nothing new for a Bethesda game, though. FCAT also one game is clearly bigger than the other, though, so it makes sense. Yeah, that game's going to be massive and have over 1,000 planets.
Yeah,
Look,
that's the thing we also wanted to talk about is
mhm.
Starfield really the end all be all?
Well, it's not going to be the end all be all because one, people are going to judge it because it only has 30 frames, so
But
that's going to
there's
kill it.
already a petition on change.org, Cowboy,
I
saying
know
PS5 exclusive. They want a
that. So
PS5 exclusive.
that's just as silly as the petition to get Elden Ring on Stadia.
Ring on stage.
So look, from a technical standpoint, I would be dumbfounded if they got Starfield running at 60 frames when the Series S
That'd be really
is a factor. I am shocked a Series S can run that game at all. So yeah, that's I think that's what Mr. Ermero he was trying to people are trying to say about a game being held back. So if you was to do some extraordinary things for the X, the game still have to be pretty much the same game it is on the S. It just can't it just doesn't have to look the same as far as graphical. So I'm not a Star Wars nerd, so have no idea what FCAT is going on about. Yeah, I agree. Let me see. Mr. Urban says, Severance, if I had a 40K DeLorean car, I truly act like it's a Ferrari. Let me see. I think my ally is now ready to go live soon. I can start getting some games. I'm taking names. I'm taking on all challengers, Mr. Sev, Cowboy. I want them all. That's dope, man. Let me see. Chariot Man, your views are going up too in the comments. Yeah, they're doing great, man. He's doing great. Mr. Urban World for sure. Mr. Urban World for sure. Also, everyone thinks I am you for some reason. Severin, Cowboy thinks I am everyone. He is everyone. He even thinks I'm Rune. It would seem so. Is the ally, Mr. Urban? Let me see. So many people is talking about it. I'm not buying nothing else. That's it. Just games. Money is tight. Yeah, man. I understand that. Honestly, also, if you go look at the Starfield PC specs, they aren't exactly light. The minimum is a GTX 1070 Ti, according to the Steam survey. Most PC gamers run a GTX 1060, which means they won't be able to play the game. Let me see. Yeah, so makes sense. All right, FCAT. So yeah, I get your whole Star Wars thing. I think what's cool though, and it had me a little more interested. I had no clue that Star Wars was gonna have dogfights and you was gonna be able to fly from the planet to outer space. When I seen that in that video, I thought that was really cool. And I agree, Starfield does look amazing, but Starfield looks too techy for me. It's just too much. But you know what's funny? I used to play Elder Scrolls Online, and I used to bypass all that extra stuff that like people are like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. So honestly, I might be able to get into Starfield because maybe you could play the game and don't have to get super crazy with all that stuff. I hope they made it like that, where you could play the game and just be like a novice and still fly into outer space and do all this stuff and not have to like get super detailed. But the Star Wars game looks like a streamlined space experience with a third-person character, and so it definitely looks like it could be a good force if you're looking for a spaceship fighter, third-person, futuristic game. So yeah. All right, what else, FCAT? Did he leave me hanging? Is he gone? Let me see what all we were talking about. Guys, I think we probably came to the end of the show. So what is a fanboy? Went over that. Redfall, good for now. Good. So it was cool. FCAT actually got to play the game, show that it was a bit better. Starfield versus Starfield versus Star Wars. We just spoke about that. Cloud gaming advances. So FCAT was what we talked about. The advances was that Game Pass coming to GFN. Was that PlayStation being able to stream PlayStation 5 games on the cloud coming soon and streaming your library? Or did you have something else in mind when you said the advances of cloud gaming? So I'll wait to give him some time to come back. Let me see. Also, we talked about aliens and being in relationships.
So,
Go ahead.
to Kibini's comment, if you play a lot of Destiny 2, you can distinguish between CG cutscenes in game, cinematics and you know, actual gameplay.
Yeah, that is true. Destiny. If you look at Destiny, right? When you're going to another planet, that's cutscene. If you look at something like Warframe, when you go to another planet, you're actually controlling the ship. Just, I mean, you're not doing much, but guess what? You're still
Yeah.
fully controlling the
That's a
ship.
loaded screen though.
Yeah, true, but you're still controlling your ship. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I get it, but you're
No,
still doing
especially
something.
with Lightfall, like all the cinematics you get at the
Mhm.
beginning of Lightfall, like that's all CG. Um, there's moments where you do missions and like there'll be characters in front of you talking, and that's in-game cinematic.
Sev said the Starfield gameplay was shown on the Xbox Series X and it looked good. The only thing I noticed was the viewing distances seemed limited, which is fine. But all in all, it looked great. It did look stunning to me. Like as far as a game, see, I'm not just looking at graphics. People are looking at games and just stop with the graphics. I'm looking at the overall package. The gameplay, the firefights look really good. Creating your characters look good. Having people on your ship, like it just looked like a really, really amazing experience. Um, let's see. Cloud doesn't exist. It's somebody else's computer. Yeah, you can say that if you like. We just know that computer is a server room, not someone's computer, but there's a server room of computing power. Um, you know what I mean? It's a little bit of difference, but you know. Let me see. I mean, what's the difference watching a 5-second video on your ship taking off or you staring at the clouds for 5 seconds, being able to turn in a tiny bit ultimate? They both accomplishing the same thing. Yeah, honestly, I don't really think it matters. This is just that console war thing again, or well, at least it's a game versus game. I think it's cool, but because you could say, okay, well, Star Wars does this and Starfield does that, versus oh well, Xbox, Microsoft, PlayStation, or actually,
I
who's
think the
make?
only difference would be the first person shooting. Like you can go first person in Starfield. I think that's really the
Yeah.
only difference. And Starfield is more like Skyrim-ish,
hmm
you know, No Man's Sky-ish.
I think Evans is talking about all the fog that's on the planet versus being able to see further. Okay, I see what you're saying. Let me see. You've played a Bethesda game, Studios RPG before, right, Cowboy? Nah, I'm not really a Bethesda guy. I've played Elder Scrolls. You know, Purple. I am going to let you in, but when I finish reading these comments, I am shutting the show down. So regardless
Oh
of
yeah,
what you're actually
I
saying,
have a question
so
for
let's
Purple.
bring in Purple Haze. What you said, FCAT?
I have a question for Purple.
All right. Well, before you ask that question, let me just read the rest of these comments, and then we're gonna get Purple on the microphone. The difference is one loading screen is hitting, and the other is not. Is a tricks developers use all the time. True. Purple is in the building, so let's go. Let me see. Like in Forspoken, when you open in a door. Yep, that's kind of like Resident Evil back in the day. When it's the killer clowns from outer space game coming, I don't know. We got to look that up. Let me see. Purple, did you get my message? Okay, so Miss Urban's actually, did you get the message? Never mind. Just saw that you replied. Jason said, which Elder? No, just Elder Scrolls Online, the multiplayer. I didn't play Skyrim or any of that stuff. QBNE Gaming, though, I was saying that you watched the Starfield Direct. The stuff closer to you is very detailed and crisp, but if you look further into the distance, okay, it's not as good. I get what you're saying. I mean, that's real life, right? If in real life you look all the way down the street, it's not going to be sharp. So I don't know what you want. You want games to look real, or you want them to look fake? I say, yeah, Evans, that's actually a technique. I forgot what it's called, where things further don't look as good. Yeah, that's called real life. I think that's the technique it's called. All right, Purple, what's going on? Talk to us. What's up?
I just got in and I saw that y'all were doing stuff, so I had to jump in.
Cool. So
yeah, just had some technical difficulties, so we were kind of going off cliff.
That's a pretty good show, though. We talked about a lot. We actually had some relationship stuff. Not even relationship, but this guy, I played a video earlier on. He said that he feels that the black man, how did he say it? The black man is the person that dates outside of his race the most, and he think it's bad. He said, for instance, if a black man dated a white woman, and we know that women live longer than men, So if a black man dated a white woman and he died prematurely, and he said Kobe Bryant, he said Marvelous Marvin Hagler, that rest in peace to them. But then the white woman won't give back his black dollars to the black community. And I was like, wow, that was crazy. But that was kind of cool. We talked about that. We showed a video of we think it was dolphins or sharks drowning a guy. We want to know was it real or not. Showed a video of this weird sea looking creature. We think it might be a manatee, but it almost looked like it had a crocodile head and like a dolphin tail or something. But anyway, we went over a bunch of non-gaming stuff, and we also brought it back to gaming. And here we are right now. We kind of covered a lot, but I will say this. My wife had a super big headache. She left work early, and she asked me, could I go buy her food? And so I said I couldn't stream that long today because that was like over 2 hours ago. She asked me, could I buy her food? So, and it was a joke because FCat was like, how long you gone? Because the purple coming here. I said, listen, bro, I ain't getting in trouble with my wife. So, you know.
No,
but anyway,
I just have
you can go in the car.
one question.
This in the car.
Oh yeah, I guess I could drive and stream. However, I had surgery on my arm, purple, and I'm not even supposed to be driving for another 2 weeks. But I started driving 2 days ago, and I can't lift my arm further than this. So driving with one hand and holding the phone, that's not gonna be a thing.
I mean,
I used to do, which was cool.
I know. I mean, so I guess you're not the king of content at the moment.
I am not. I'm the king of entertainment. I left content before. So,
so I only have one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Question
What's the question for purple? Oh, before you get to that, hold up, real quick. Epic interview with King Thrash, purple. I loved it.
Cowboy, you set it up. I meant to respond to one of your comments, and then I got sidetracked yesterday. But no, you set it up. And happy Father's Day. Happy belated Father's Day.
Thank you. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I just knew I would have loved to see it because I want you to get that acknowledgement in the community for the person who's interviewed the most people. And at this point, no one is topping you because you had Sonny, King Thrash, Doc, K9, myself. I mean, the people you've had in the community is like, it'll be like some people probably like, who's King Thrash? But there's a sector who is like, oh, King Thrash is that guy. Then there's a sector who loves Doc Dark. There's a sector who loves K9. There's a sector of people who just like, who are these people? And to different sector, that person is a leader in their own right. So I thought, how cool would it be if Purple get to put that notch up because you've just been killing it. And so I just think you're the person for the job. Back in the day, Purple, when I was single, they used to call me the man for the job. That was my nickname because I was the guy that, you know, I kind of talked to all the girls. But the girls my boys wanted to toler at, I'd be like, man, I step in the picture, you know, whatever. All right, we getting kind of crazy. I didn't have to bring it up. But I feel like in this sense of interviewing, Purple is the woman for the job. Like no one has matched you. Like you definitely just shot over. And I personally wanted to see it. Like you ever like something, like let's say a sport team. You're like, bro, if I get to say my team beat everybody at least once, that would be cool. So for me, I was like, yo, if I get to say Purple has interviewed like all these different people, for me, like I'm kind of like a fanboy of yours, like that would be cool. So I just thought if it could happen, it could happen. And he had interest anyway in wanting to be interviewed by you. So I just was like, bro, you should do it. And he was like, definitely. And I was like, Purple, you should do it. And you were already like, definitely. So the stars aligned and it was.
No, it was a great interview. You know, we talked a little before, a little after, and just to, you know that side of him that he's an artist. You know, I didn't know that. Like
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that about the deviant art. Didn't know that.
Yeah, like he has a whole thing there, and just to hear his thing about, you know, indies, and you hear this big time, you know, you know, he's a console gamer. You hear this big time gamer to say like, no, indies and really champion. I didn't know that. You know, you wouldn't have gotten that from the roundtable when he talks. So I thought that was pretty cool. No, but thanks for helping set that up. And he said he wants me on his show, and he's inviting.
I gotta watch that. They crazy over there, Purple. You already know because you've been doing some research.
They're crazy. I'm ready. I think they're cool. But and then we may try to get some other people. So I think he's you know, he's really about the community, right? About the game awards type of stuff that he talked about. And I just think it was just a really cool way to see him, outside of that thrash, type of veneer. So I thought that was really cool.
And I love that you still said, I'm gonna put Purple's link in there. You guys gotta check it out. Great interview. People are asking for your link, and you are a dope content creator. And I always back you, Purple, because I truly admire you for so much. But so here, let me get this link from my girl Purple Haze. Also though, Purple, I think what was cool, that you kept reiterating to him, no, be yourself. Be yourself, because you wanted that side of him, to be true to himself. And he was like, "Where your mom might watching?" He was like, "Don't worry about it today. Just be you." So it was kind of cool. I like that. I like that you did that a lot.
Yeah, no, he's like I said, it was a really I really enjoyed it, and it was just good. I mean, every time someone comes on, we have Holtz in chat here. He's been on. You've been on, Cal. Anytime we get to hear people and hear their story, that it's about building the community, right? Just we are all gamers at the end of the day, and obviously he got in his little PlayStation hits there on Xbox.
He did.
But
he went into that little thing.
Like that little 5 minutes.
Trying to ask the question that led him there, but
cool.
Cubini though, Cubini is a big Xbox supporter, but he plays a lot of stuff. So him and Thrash probably isn't the coolest, but he wanted to check it out. So yeah, go to Purple's channel. Hold up, I'm just gonna share.
We got Doc on there, for Xbox and Cubini. We also have Doc has done interviews.
Yep.
Crazy Louie from Xbox International. Silent Cypher from Xbox International. Clive Linden, who's an Xbox.
Yeah, he's
Sonny's an Xbox person now. So there's say link up. You obviously you have K9. So if anything, as we were kind of low on the PlayStation.
Actually.
So,
and
the
Cubini, when you go here, just go to Purple. So here's her channel, and then you just want to go to actually it's right here. Yeah, you go to live. Yeah, you
go to playlist and live. Both of them.
Yeah, I noticed, Purple. I don't know how they do this, but when I went to your playlist, this is what I did, Purple. I was curious because I seen King Thrash numbers jumped up, right? So I was like, I wonder who has the most views. And I was a little annoyed that mine was at 423 and Doc's was at like 472. And then I don't think this counts. This doesn't count. But the one that you did where you did a community thing and it was like over 3 hours long, that had the most. And I was like, that don't count. That don't count. So technically it's Doc and me. So
they're all the I mean I see what the hours, it's always about the hours for me. But trying to get up there, we're close to trying to close in on that 500 so we can start up our own thing. But yeah, it should be down there. The Shades of Purple is the one.
Yeah. It's crazy that it's all the way at the bottom though. When I was checking it out, I was like,
I may try to move that up then.
Oh, I wonder, is it because, man, I was trying to, I didn't want to click on this. I was trying to click on I hate when they do that. I was trying to click on, the view full playlist. As you guys see, Cowboy was number one. Just so y'all know that, all right? Don't ever forget.
There's a lot of great memories in there.
Oh, heck yeah.
I come back to it all the time and then to see, and we're bringing people on, we're trying to stuff, and we'll bring some people on, but it sounds like y'all had great conversations today though.
Oh, we did. It was
because the first one you talked about, I think the interracial marriage one, I think that's very manosphere type of conversation there. So but I don't think I would see it that way,
Yeah, I looked at it like this as Mr. Urban, I think it was great. He had a great comment. He said what he's talking about is called economic community. He said, but that's only if you're into that. He said, if you're not into that, then it wouldn't really matter because you don't mind where your money is being spent and in what community. I said, oh, that's a good point. And so my point was also that who's to say your white wife, because that's the analogy you use, isn't going to utilize your money and give it back to the Black community. And then also it doesn't matter because it only matters to you if you're like the pro-Black person. But if you're not, then it wouldn't really matter where your money go if you passed away, right? If that's your wife to take the money if she,
And who's to say? And what as y'all know, I'm pretty multiracial myself. Who's to say what your kids are, right?
Sure,
Like, and so but there's a lot of that stuff going on right now, and what I call it is toxic. Toxic. It's a certain toxic part of the manosphere. But I gotta watch out. One of my followers blocked me because I was talking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, and wrote me this huge message, like 2,000 word response on why he's blocking me. So I gotta watch out for that.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? It does happen. I could talk about this. I remember Ellis actually was upset with me because it was that time where Xbox had a lot of bad press, and I covered every story. So I think that I had like 5 not good Xbox videos that week. And he was really mad at me. He said, bro, I can't follow you anymore. So it happens. And we pieced it up. And, it was cool. I explained to him, like, listen, I'm using my creative freedom and I'm just covering hot topics. And I'm not, I get that you really do admire the platform, but it's nothing against you. It's just me covering the topic. And after the fifth topic, I actually did a PlayStation topic, and then people was mad at me for that. So you can't win, but it does happen. Even Q Beanie, gotta call you out, Q Beanie, you're my guy. But the other day he had something in my Discord, and he said, it was about Xbox, the ABK deal, and all I said was, man, who cares? And what he wrote after that was like, I don't know. Everybody knew what it meant, but I guess I just don't know that whatever language that was in. But I guess that meant I'm done or something, or I'm leaving. And he left the Discord. And I was like, damn. So people was like, yeah, so it is what it is. It happens, but he's still here watching, so it's cool. No big deal.
No, I told you, like, my biggest thing I just don't like what I'm finding out, and I think you already knew this, Cowboy. People are searching for news that confirms their bias.
Yes.
And I think the and I could have done this probably for any news story, but since we're in gaming, I think that's what I look at the the Activision, FTC, Xbox. That whole thing is just about confirmation bias. Like, and it's crazy how much is out there. Like I've seen. And I pointed this out on one of my Twitter comments. I said, like, people keep seeking out there's a certain blogger they keep seeking out. And I'm like, this dude's been wrong every single time, but y'all still want to hear this dude talk.
No, actually, I think confirmation bias is. Okay.
My question regards the APK deal, Purple, and there's a theory going around right now that the reason why the FTC blocked or put that restraining order or whatever is because all these people were saying they'll pull out the UK, they'll do this, they'll do that, and all that threatening. So they kind of put a pause on it, so they wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? What I continue to say is I think that the thing is, Microsoft has a lot of. I'm not even going to talk about the merits of the cases, just the situation. Microsoft has a lot of PR, right? They have an army of PR. They have an army of lawyers. All the big companies do.
Yeah, that's to be expected.
And that's their thing. And what we haven't heard is the other side of the coin. The CMA doesn't have an army of PR people. The FTC doesn't have an army of PR people. So it's a very one-sided public discourse. And so I just thought that was unique. If for everybody who's like, this is what all the analysts are saying. Well, who are the analysts? If you kind of break it down, it's people who are either want to see the stock go up. It's people who have a vested interest to see more merger and M&A activity, merger and acquisition activity, because that's really slowed down because of interest rates. It's people who are either for Microsoft key opinion formers, but you don't really see the other side of the story. But I continue to think like the people who are probably the experts in antitrust law is the other side of the story. And it's like, and if we're looking at their biggest actions, it's like maybe we should pause for a second and actually understand what's going on. And so I kind of stopped talking about it. Severin kind of let me see the light on that is to focus on other things. But I mean, I've said what I've said, and what I said way back in January still holds today, right? Like, I think that's what I would say. Like, what I talked about, the first video I did on this, everything in that video still holds today. And I don't really need to, even if the deal goes through, it's like, look, I made that video back 6 months ago. I'm not out here putting something out every time.
Right.
Do you think them letting Activision Blizzard manage themselves, promising that they're not going to raise Game Pass prices, things like that, you think that's going to help them?
No, because it doesn't really have anything to do with the law. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, if you actually look at the law, and I continue to ask people, everybody, you have to ask yourself, why is it that Call of Duty is the linchpin? You have to ask yourself that. When you kind of boil it and people will say, oh, that's because that's what Sony said. No, it has nothing to do with Sony. Activision, the FTC was looking at this deal before Sony even said anything about it, right? Why is it that? Oh, well, the CMA and the FTC don't know. Actually, no, they have some of the biggest game economists on their side. Like the smartest, the most like the CMA, especially if you look at who actually wrote the opinion, it's not like Joe Schmo. These are people who very much know. And when you look at it, and I'll just say this, I'm not saying the merits of the case, but I'm saying it's a very similar situation. If Microsoft were to go out and buy Zoom, would that be anti-competitive? Knowing that they have Skype. If Microsoft goes out and buys Zoom, is that anti-competitive? That's the leader in that space. They have a competing product. Would we say it? And probably it wouldn't fly. Right? And that's kind of the same deal here. It's a different software, it's a different consumer, but it's two softwares that do very similar thing. That's the holdup here. And by trying to make it all about, well, it doesn't even matter. They want King or they want Blizzard. Okay, go buy King and Blizzard. They've said go do that. That's the biggest thing that's holding this thing up. So I let people form their own opinion. I've always said this, the FTC has time on the side. They could delay the deal. And if Microsoft and Activision are seriously about it, they will renegotiate. And I've always said it comes down to Bobby Kotick, right? If he wants to renegotiate, he will renegotiate. If he doesn't, and I've explained why he has an incentive not to.
Or isn't next month when we'll actually have the next big break, right? Next month, what, the 20th or something, July 20th, something like that, is when we have to where they're gonna have to make the decision if it's going through or not, right? And if they have to renegotiate or not, right?
Well, yeah, I think Activision, Blizzard, and Microsoft had to make that soon. Everybody's under the assumption that the judge has to rush her decision. Like, and I give people this example. She took 8 days to dismiss the Sony PlayStation Gamer lawsuit. She took 8 days after the trial to do that, and then she gave them another 6 weeks to appeal that decision. She's going to probably take even longer to do. Like, I don't even know if she's going to have an opinion out by the time that this thing has to be renegotiated. Like, she's under no pressure to do this in a certain amount of time. The way the court looks at it is, Microsoft and Activision, you all created the deal. You created this deadline. You can create another deal with another deadline. That's the way they look at it. The court's not going to say, oh, we need to do this fast so you can get this deal in, so you can understand it in time. But again, that's neither here nor there. I just feel like my whole point about bringing up the deal is I think there's only one narrative out there. It's Microsoft's narrative. If you really want to understand the other side, go just research the other side, and you'll see why it's important to them.
I was just wondering, like, I thought that either this month or next month was like the next spot.
Yeah, no, July 18th. July 18th, they have to figure out. July 18th, they have to, and I think the reason why Microsoft is anxious right now is because I think ABK told them or signaled to them, and there's actually evidence of this. No one's covering it though. ABK signaled to them that, hey, we're no longer speaking as one voice. right? And that biggest thing is that ABK said they would like to intervene in the CMA court case.
So what did Cubini mean? He said, "I'm not commenting on the deal. We will see on Thursday." So Thursday is what, another hearing?
That's when the trials. That's when the hearing for the injunction starts.
Okay.
And that will last until the 29th. That's next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going into a long weekend. So I don't even think the court will even start to look at this until the 6th or 7th of July. And they have to look at they're looking at the FTC has made a very broad case. And the judge, like, that's what I continue to, people don't quite understand. In order for the judge to say no, I'm not saying she's not going to say no. In order for her to say no, she literally has to say, 2 other regulators have found this deal to be anti-competitive, but I am going to reject my own agency's. I'm not going to give them a chance to review this case. Like, that's pretty bold. But people believe, like, the FTC doesn't have a case. And again, I believe they're only listening to one side of the story.
Well,
and that's
we shall see. Long story short, there's so much that goes into this from all sides, and we're just so far away from knowing. But it's
no, I think we're pretty close. But I think, like I said,
no, I mean, each individual, right? Like we, like,
oh yeah, we're very,
we don't really, like, it's great speculations, and it's good to have background, and but we're all just speculating at the end of the day.
All very. My thing just was, and I think that's my whole thing is that, yeah, I made an educated hypothesis on it, knowing what I know about, like, take this case out of it, and I think my whole thing is, like, there's one narrative, and it just hasn't added up to today, but people continue to search for that news that confirms that bias,
right?
Even though it's been wrong every step of the way. I think that's been and I'll probably make a video on that regardless of the deal, that this is just confirmed. If you want to go find the news, you're going to find whatever confirms your own bias.
Well, yeah, like you said earlier, I think that was a great point that you said. People kind of just look up information that, supports their thoughts or their theories or their bias. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And Dev is really getting tired of this.
Yeah, someone is. I don't talk about it because I didn't talk about it. Go ahead. Okay.
Real quick before we go tomorrow, guys, starts the open beta for X Defiant. If you're a part of the closed beta, you can get on tomorrow, and I think it goes open either Thursday or Friday.
Okay. I mean, like I said, I wasn't that biggest fan of it, but I definitely will play it again, give it a shot. I mean, it was your standard thing, but I'll play it again, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that it didn't feel so different from other stuff. But I will play it tomorrow, and I had actually, when you told me to download it, I downloaded it that other day, so it is downloaded.
Did you? You found it that it says open session?
Yeah, because when I looked at it, it was like it showed the old one and it showed the newer one with a newer date.
Yeah,
so that's the one I downloaded. So yeah, but yeah, man. Final thoughts. Man, we covered so much today, which was really cool. You know me, I do like a lot of non-gaming topics, and so I'm gonna continue to bring up some non-gaming topics. I gotta do my homework and get more non-gaming topics, because I like talking about stuff that's not gaming. And I think it's my fault when some people tune in and they see, like, what is he talking about? I'm just not consistent. So if I stay consistent, then people will be like, oh, they know what they expect. So that's my fault. But I thought today's non-gaming was cool. Obi hit me up the other day and was really interested in the alien thing that I brought up. So he was like, bro, I love that you did that. So some people do like it. Some people do say, oh, just call me when you talk about gaming. But as you know, I try to cover it all. But so I think today was definitely a good show. If whoever go back and watch the beginning, they'll be like, oh man, that was kind of cool. Even I had this little thing, purple, like a metallic puzzle. They showed a bunch of them, and I was just like, oh, who think they could do that or not? Like it looked like it was like these things that was like closed, but if you twist them internal and twist them internal, they actually like came apart in 2 pieces. But I was like, I don't even think I'm smart enough to do all that. But anyway, that was cool. But FCAT, I'll give you the floor. Is any last thing you want to say? Any last moments you want to try to string Purple on for 2 hours?
No.
No? All right, cool. But we will be back tomorrow, and we're going to have a bunch of other stuff. Purple, any last thing you want to add on here?
Thanks for having me on. I know you have to go get Sandy some stuff. And
yeah, she wants me to get her Popeyes.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So good luck with that. I got to feed Remy here. And just for everybody else, just like I said, proof is in the plane.
That's it. Proof is in the plane. I'm going to go get my, we like to get the shrimp box. So you get the butterfly shrimp with the red beans and rice and a biscuit and a soda. Good times. But yeah, guys, thanks for coming on. Purple, as usual, thank you for coming on. FCAT, man, you know how much I feel about you, man. Thanks for coming on. Always having these gaming topics and stuff you like to talk about. FCAT had a really cool thing too, Purple. He wanted to discuss Starfield versus the new Star Wars. And it was, and instantly Severance was seeing the title and was like, "You can't do that." And I was like, "No, I think FCAT got a good point." And the different points the contrast he did was actually cool to say, like, okay, if you wanted a space game where you could run around on planets and fly in outer space and stuff like that, and it was really cool to be like, oh wow, if you look at it like that, those are similar type of games, and you know which one would you like, blah blah blah. It was pretty cool. So shout outs to you, FCAT, because that was cool. But with that being said, guys, we will be back tomorrow. I'll be back earlier tomorrow because what I'm doing is streaming Marvel Avengers, my current favorite game. I'm streaming the campaign. So I streamed 3 hours of it today. I'll probably stream another 3 hours tomorrow because I never played it on the PlayStation. I only beat it on Stadia. And some of my characters I can't level up. And I found out that you have to beat the game to get some of this extra stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to stream the whole game. So good stuff. I'll see you guys earlier tomorrow. Not sure when, but I'll be back at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm sure FCAT will be here if he's free. And Purple might join on at the very end, and I'll be like, I don't have anything to do, and this will be a 5-hour show, and good stuff.
I do have one last. Okay. I will not be streaming this week. I have to go to a wedding, so I fly out Thursday, and then Sunday I will. So I just want to put that there. Mm-hmm. But next week, I will be. I pre-recorded.
Hold on, can I say it? Can I say it? Because I'm a fan. Purple, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. Purple will have the founder of Tequila Works Studios.
Yes, exactly. So, yes.
And if you guys don't know, they develop Guilt. So
Guilt and Rind. And it's like, I'm gonna tell you, like, after you hear him talk, you're gonna want to watch. Mm-hmm. You're gonna want to play Rind because it wasn't even supposed to be about that, but he's such a cool guy. If you like Spanish accents, he has a thick one. That's cool. But it's gonna be an amazing interview.
Oh, you said Grind?
Rind. It's not his game that was on Stadia, but Rine. But he explains that game and what it means to him, and I was like, what? Yeah. I did not know this, so I was blown away.
And just to let people know, that is pre-recorded. So Purple will be it's going to be a premiere, so she will be in the stream commenting. It's not live. So I follow your stuff, Purple. I told you I'm like a fanboy of yours. So I'm gonna be like your publicist or something. but yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely.
No problem. And
all right, guys. Well, we will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said earlier, I'll be on Wednesday. It'd be the typical We Wrestle Wednesdays. And I'm mad because I couldn't watch you live last Thursday because not unfortunately, but my 8th year anniversary was Wednesday. And so I moved We Wrestle Wednesdays to Thursday. And I was like, oh, snap, Thrash is on. But as you know, I watch them all back anyway. But it will be different because I would have thrown him a couple curveballs since he was talking about, man, I'll trash any of them guys that be playing now. And people mentioned Tekken. I would have definitely brought up me trashing him in Tekken. But whatever. But anyway, Sandy texted me already and said she's starving. So
Yeah,
at
I
this
know,
point,
and
I'm-
Remy's starving too. So, but thanks. I tried, y'all. I tried to get him to go a little bit longer, but I could only
right.
get.
Listen, last week I did a 5-hour show, Purple. We got the 5 hours, or it was almost 5 hours, I think. So haven't did that in a while. But all right, guys, you take care. And with that being said, FCAT, do me the favors, man.
How your mama knows.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh man.
And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon!